Hello and welcome back to Star Control 2, the Ur-Quan Masters. Tonight we're going to be, well, doing some more significant plot developments because we got a decent amount of resource units. We can easily mine a few more if we need to. We've gotten all the technology upgrades, which means we have plenty of things we can be doing. So for the moment, we're going to leave the galaxy because alright, if you remember way back in the first episode, I actually met with Admiral Zex, who promised that he will give me Shofixti Maidens, an alien race thought to have already been extinct, and then in exchange for a strange, mysterious beast. And I mentioned that I would not be doing that right away, but now we're finally going to be doing precisely that. Let's see here, where's the one I want? Ah, the one all the way in the corner. Or at least this should be the correct one. We'll find out very shortly if it is. Yeah. Long story short, the thing he's after is actually quite dangerous. If you don't have all the Melnorme upgrades to your lander, you can actually end up in an extremely dangerous position. Ah, this is exactly where I want to be. Delta, like it. Alright, that should be good. Planet 1 has the thing we're looking for, but for the moment I want to check the Planet 2 here, just to see what else it can offer. Because, you know, it's mining time. I don't really need the resource units, but won't hurt. Maybe there's something good here. There is absolutely nothing on this world. Huh. Alright. Here we go. Water world. Minerals. Energy. Biological. Now, as I mentioned, this is an extremely dangerous one, so I need to be very careful. Weather class 3. I should be able to handle it thanks to all the upgrades, but yeah. Now, I'm willing to bet that one moving extraordinarily fast is our quarry here. So, I'm in no rush to grab it. Once again, it's one of those where it's going to be very obvious. From the surface. Report from the surface. We have finally trapped the hideous beast, which has been so hard to capture within these past few days. I swear we emptied our stun batteries into that thing over a dozen times before it even slowed down. A few more, or shots to its barbed head, and it finally went down. But we had only a few seconds to get it to the magnetic restraints before it started thrashing around again. Even as I make this report, that damn monster is shrieking like a steam engine and trying to tear its way free. Hope we know what we're doing, bringing that thing aboard. If it gets free inside the ship captain, well, I just don't want to think about it. Returning ship, ending report. I can probably afford to do some more mining while I'm here. I probably shouldn't, but especially since I don't, have that much space anymore, but maybe it's worth it. But yeah, as you can see, the lander upgrades are absolutely paying for themselves. Perhaps quite literally, since the data here will get me credits with the Melnorme again. Although at this point, they don't have too much to offer. I might visit them again just to try and get some more Varus information, but by and large, we've gotten... Well, since I remember everything that we need to do... There. We're gonna go ahead and save since we got it here. Also, interesting thing, according to the guide I'm using, if you try to threaten Fwifo into giving you the coordinates of his homeworld instead of asking him nicely, he will actually give you the location of this thing, which is actually quite interesting. But I can't confirm it because I'm already past that point, so... Alright, now let's see your quasi-portal. I need to go the Vux era, so... I think I know where to go here. Alright, where's Admiral Zex again? Okay, I know where he is now. We're gonna go ahead and warp there right away. Quasi-portal. This one here should bring me right where I want to be. This is a very important mission because we will get a new ally in doing so. Bakunk will have a while to get here. Like I said, this is around where the Yehat are, and I need to make sure they don't arrive there before I'm ready, so... Nope. Alright, which one is Admiral Zexat again? Alpha Serenkov. Alright, so let's see here. It's Beta, Alpha. Right, I should save here real quick in case I run into some bugs. I haven't run into any generic ones, and that's because they'll fight you no matter what. If I run into one, I might show off how it goes down, just because that's kind of that could be interesting, I guess. But I guess I can talk about the Vux a bit since we're here. It was briefly alluded to by the by Commander Hayes, but when their diplomats meant it was overheard. One of ours was insulting theirs, referred to as the insult, and basically they declared a blood feud ever since. Or at least that's how it seems. I believe Zex is here, so...
Why am I so blessed? My favorite friends, the humans, are back. Captain, it is good to see you again. You humans are so interesting, so beautiful. You know, I have many pictures of your species. I keep them on my walls to inspire me.
Yeah, this guy definitely makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and you can definitely see. Admiral Zex, you captured the hideous monster. Let us make an exchange.
Ah, a most excellent piece of news. My chiton rasps and moistens with excitement. I have been looking forward to this for so long. My subordinates stand ready to receive the beast from your ship, Captain. Effect its transfer, and then we shall give you the maidens you desire.
Okay. Aren't you forgetting something, Shofixi maidens?
Oh, yes. No problem. Even now, my subordinates are bringing them up from the surface. So let's not waste time. Send that delightful beast over immediately.
Okay, but be careful, it's a killer.
Ah, my new child is on board. Such a big one, isn't he? And so frisky. I am delighted beyond words that you have given me the beast, Captain. But I am afraid that there has been a slight change in our plan.
Why am I not surprised?
But necessary. Oh, my beautiful, luscious human. I had thought that the hideous, violent monster you have given me would complete my collection of ugliness, my menagerie of monsters. I was wrong. You, my human love, are the most vile, the most fierce, and wretched.
That went,
My
no,
collection could never be complete without you. I need you, Captain. But alas, I fear you will not give your consent willingly. Am I right? Therefore, Sub-Commander Dux, terminate communications. Warm up my modified intruder.
Alright, if he wants to
Engage
fight, I
the
have my weapon
precursor
ready.
warp nullifier. Prepare for battle. Sub-Commander, why has my main console become inoperative? The transmit
What's with the
mode
power?
is locked. What do you mean the central system computer is damaged? How? The beast escaped.
Oh no.
No, Sub-Commander, this is impossible. It couldn't escape from our strongest containment system. It's what? Decks 5 and 6? 11 crewmen? Sound the alarms, you fool. Where is it now? Engineering report. Engineering.
Well, it's not our problem, at least.
Bulkhead. Sub-Commander, are you listening to me? What are you staring at? Pay attention, Sub-Commander. Give me a report on its position.
I
What
think
are
I have
you
a...
staring at?
I think I know what it's staring at.
What?
Yeah, this game had a lot more vor than I remember, that's for sure. Well then. I guess that solves our Admiral Zek's problem. And, yeah. His crewmen are all gone too. And of course, the important part is... we cannot be blamed for any of that. We just fulfilled our end of the bargain, and whatever happened was entirely on them. I guess we can steal members of his previous collection here. And since we're faster, we can actually catch up to these guys. Oh my, that's giving us a lot of data. Might as well grab these. I mean, no reason not to, right? Report from the surface. In the Vux Commander's menagerie, we found what appears to be a functioning cryo-tank containing the dozen bipedal creatures. We can't be sure, but through the tank's fog viewpoints, we think we can see females inside the freezer units. We have transferred the cryo tank to the lander and are returning to the ship. End of report. I think we've officially seen all the different types of aliens that can show up in this game on stream, so that's nice. Might as well grab as many of these as I can. I don't think I need any more, but you know, the Melnor, I have a lot of stuff I have a lot of info I could still get if I wanted. Yeah, this is a major thing. There we are. And only one left, which should fill up my data banks. And there we go, that's everything Zex can offer us. I guess I could always show off some of the other ones, so let's... I don't remember if they comment... Alright, I already mined out this area, so I don't need to worry. Alright, I guess I could run to some of the other Vux here and see how they react. I don't remember if if you're able to mention to them that Commander Zex has met an unfortunate end. But I don't think they'd care, because remember, the whole reason they sent him there was because they wanted to kick him upstairs. They wanted to be rid of him, so they're probably not going to care too much. Whoop, 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 whoop. Verse.
Greetings from Vox, the last word in life form destruction. To gain an intimate knowledge of our engines of war, simply place both hands over your eyes and count to 3.
Because we seek to learn more about you. Perhaps we can see eye to
Look,
eyes.
vomitous alien, if you want to talk to one of our species without making them sick, why don't you go see Admiral Zex at his world in Alpha Serenkov? He likes humans.
Okay, so yeah, I can't tell him. Why are you so hostile?
You are even uglier than I had thought possible. Can't you see you are making me sick? Please, foul creature, turn your head, or better yet, put a sack over it. Never mind. I have adjusted my display so it is dim enough to be tolerable. In answer to your question, our response is simple. We must attack you because our masters, the Ur-Quan, wish it so. Now, if you don't mind, stop nodding your head like that. We Vox do not share this range of motion, and it appears as though your neck is broken and you are a jabbering corpse. Ugh! Do we need another reason? Ah, I understand. You refer to the first human encounter, the insult. What more can be said? On that day, your species proved its true crass nature. You see, we Vox pride ourselves on our open-mindedness, our ability to see beyond even the most bizarre and disgusting face like yours. But that insult was so low, so totally reprehensible, that we will never forget it. Yes, to be honest, that event pretty much fixed our attitude setting at abhor. I suspect we will despise you forever.
Okay, apologize. Can we talk truce then?
Probably not. You see, although we Vox are highly reasonable beings who would never judge our race solely on its appearance, the magnitude of your Captain Rand's insult was such that we will probably never forgive your species.
I'll try to...
Nope. I didn't think that would be sufficient. It lacked conviction. Sorry, but I'm afraid we'll just have to kill you now.
Alright, so yeah, the reason these guys exist is pretty much entirely to send you towards Vux. Yeah, this is rather absurdly strong. As I mentioned before, your ship can become absurdly overpowered by late game, and we are now at late game. Enemy ships destroyed. Now, I don't want to go here for ages, because that's exactly what's going to happen if I keep going through the text, because you can keep apologizing to them, but long story short, they eventually admit that it's not the insult. Well, they just find humans incredibly too ugly to tolerate. Alright, the Pekunk aren't going anywhere. Let's see here. Do it. Alright, so I have two choices now. What? No, actually, there's only one, because there's one place I need to go here. Alright, Delta Giorno is where the Shofixi homeworld used to be. Let me just check the map here real quick. One moment, please. Basically, it's between where the Pakunk and Yehat were. That would have been Shofixti's space, so it's around here somewhere. Delta Giorno. Now, this actually does tie in. I don't remember where you learned this, so I kind of want to say it now just to explain it. I guess we're getting close to the endgame. I can probably be a bit more transparent about what exactly is going on here. Basically, what happened is the Shofixti were about to be given the same slave race or thrall race option the others were after being defeated by the Ur-Quan. But since they specialize in kamikaze techniques, they decided to detonate their own sun and solar system, thus destroying uh, as many of the Ur-Quan as possible, hoping to take them down. However, they only destroyed the Kzurza ships, so if you're wondering what decides the outcome, I'm afraid that was the outcome of the ritual combat between the Ur-Quan forces. I'm afraid that was decided long before the game even began, unfortunately. Metal World. Precious metals. Oh yeah, I like the speed boost a lot. And once again, there's nothing too dangerous here. Guess it's good enough. I don't need to do another excursion. I already got what I needed. Alright, so hopefully... Ah, that's a new ship, you say? Indeed. And this is going to be a bit annoying, so...
Attention, huge area metal! Though most of my sensory instruments are malfunctioning, my mass indicator shows the huge size of your vessel, revealing you are none other than a disgusting Ur-Quan slime wad. I am the glorious Shofixti warrior, Tanaka. You killed my father, my mother, my many brothers, all 6 of my sisters. In fact, my entire species. Prepare to die!
Now, you can react to this in a bunch of different ways, but you actually have to insult him in order to do that. No insults like that, so you do this piebald him.
You rip, rudderless sack of decaying flesh, Ur-Quan! You die! Die!
Now, if it seems like, oh crap, you're gonna have to fight him, no you don't. You kinda, in fact, you have to run. As you can see, there's only one person in there, so...
Ah, so, the cowardly slug spawn has returned. You were most fortunate last time, you hideous, pouchless freak.
They have pouches?
But this time, I shall surely destroy your vessel. You slithering eater of putrid devils.
Yeah, if you don't notice that he only has 1 HP and accidentally destroy him, his brother Katana replaces him. So you do get a 1 free mulligan if you accidentally oops, I accidentally killed what's possibly the last Shofixti. And yeah, you can try and be nice to him, but you absolutely have to insult him because that's the only way to guarantee. Because it turns out the Ur-Quan will never insult their enemies. Ah, I did not know there were lyrics in this song. Those are mighty words.
I will hang your withered reproductive organs from my posterior monitor.
Even his portrait's different from how the Shofixti usually look to represent that he's, older. As I mentioned, it's been quite a while, so...
I see you're back for even more humiliation. You flatulent Ur-Quan puss cup.
Look, Donkey Breath, one more insult and it's Vapor City for you.
Why, you wallowing phlegm-filled, grunty belly licker.
Wait, why is DeGrunty capitalized?
Ur-Quan never insulted me before. Who did you say you were?
Yeah, insulting him is the only way to convince him that you're not Ur-Quan, since, as he said, most of his stuff is malfunctioning, so he can't actually see you. So he has no... And since he's never seen your vessel before, he can't guarantee who you are. And no, you don't have to keep insulting him after he's all... Wait, who are you again? You can now be polite, because he is now... Because he's now willing to listen. I'm Captain Skirk of the Concordance of Alien Nations aboard the flagship Protector. Cease aggression immediately.
I am sorry. I must be reprimanded. When we report back to Star Control, suddenly your words ring in my ears. Captain, is this true? Have the Ur-Quan been destroyed? Has the ultimate sacrifice of my people resulted in freedom for the Alliance?
Well, yes and no. Mostly no.
I was a defeated warrior, a worthless shell. I must die.
No, wait, I have an important duty to perform. Now, you actually can convince him to join you, and you can even use his ship to add more people to fight. But the problem is, you'll only ever get one. You won't be able to get others if you do it. I don't know if Katana does show up if you do that, just again, so you get a mulligan in case, whoops, I accidentally killed the last Shafixty. Wait, I have an important duty for you before.
What might that be?
Have something up. Oh, fun ROM. Oh. Huh, I guess even in the sci-fi future, her furry adult artwork still exists. But yeah. What do you think about procreating wildly? Because remember, they reproduce like rabbits. Even when the Ur-Quan were winning, their forces never really failed to keep up because of how quickly they were reproducing. But yeah, if you don't have the Shofixi Maidens yet, you have to order him to stay and protect the star system so that he remains here. Again, you can have him join you if you want, but unless Katana shows up, you won't be able to get to another Shofixi there in order to save the species.
I am intrigued, Captain. But what are you talking about?
We have obtained a female species.
Reaping mounds of happiness! You shall be honored forever, Captain, as the savior of the Shofixi race. I have been granted the ultimate reward, duty. This humble warrior will take the Shofixi maidens you possess, gently wake them, and then perform ribald feats of unsurpassed fertility.
Uh-huh.
With their consent, of course. Our people shall be reborn. Your name shall be recorded in our most sacred writings for all time. Thank you, Captain, and farewell. I have urgent business to attend to.
The only other thing you can do with the Shofixi Maidens is sell them to the Druge, because the Druge will actually buy them from you in exchange for some good stuff. How they all mention that they basically intend to use them as to create a new slave race for easily help their jobs a lot more, which these are red stars, so I don't think they're worth mining. Bakunk are gonna have a while there. There is another race I can go to, though, if you want to see them. In fact, I think I will. Let's see here. They're in the... Alright, first of all, we're gonna have to go to quasi-space, so... Devices, quasi-portal. Alright. I think there's a couple more races we can meet, and I think it'll be appreciated by most to be able to see them. But this next one, I don't know if these guys are popular or not, but they might be liked. Alright, so this one is where I want to go. This one's a little dangerous because it's going to spit me out right in the middle of Ur-Quan's space, and I should probably save, because we've officially restored the Shofixti into existence. Yeah, this general area is where they live. So let me just pull up their race in the guide real quick to be safe. I really like these remixes. The default ones are... Now, while I'm looking up the stuff in the guide here, the location in the guide here, I do like the original music as well, but I figure since I'm doing the Ur-Quan Masters fan remake, I should probably stick to the remixes just for the sake of theme here. Now, I know there's some argument which is better, but like I said, it's a hard choice, and I figure since I'm doing the fan remake, I should do that one. So and I do like the precursor remixes to be sure. Let's see here. Wait, no, it's... Oh, I thought... No, it's not in there, It's Draconis, right? Zeta Draconis, okay. It's Beta Draconis, so we're close. Eta. Theta. Iota. Epsilon. Gamma. Delta. Lambda. Zeta. Alright, good, we're out of the Ur-Quan space. Ooh, this will be a good one. Alright, get ready because we're about to get into what's most likely going to be a fight. First.
So, what's this? An unknown alien species. How wonderful.
Oh, wonderful.
Someone new to fight. We, the Tradash of Culture 19, famous Ur-Quan combat brawls, know well the value of a good fight. Either you win and prove your superiority, or you lose and are vanquished. If the vanquished is lucky, it may survive to learn an important lesson from its defeat. This is the way of the Tradash. We fight and learn and improve. All other cultural schemes are inferior. This is a proven fact. What have you to say before we begin combat?
What can you tell us about our species?
Bah, talk is for sissies. Weaklings like those of Culture 14. For 10,000 years, we Tradash have fought and died, learned and improved. Then, along came Culture 14, which claimed that all this perfect method was wrong. That each time we violently transformed to a new culture, we inevitably blasted ourselves back at least 500 years in development. Some people just cannot accept the cost of progress. Indeed, the foolishness of Culture 14's peaceful whining was revealed when they were conquered by Culture 15 after only a 10-year reign. And did the change to Culture 15 set us back 500 years? No. 2, maybe 300 years.
Yeah.
The short span of Culture 14's reign is objective proof that as a way of life, peace is a failure.
So yeah, these guys are basically space bikers that just like to fight to try and get all that going. Now, there's a couple ways you can... Now, I guess I can reveal this here since we're getting close to the end of the game. These guys have one of the relics needed to beat the game. there's a couple ways you can do it. You can have you can trick them into fighting someone else, the Ilrath, I believe, or you can follow their idea of culture and simply defeat them until they join you. Red Ash of Culture 19 resents a bit of hostilities. Why is that?
Har, har, har. We are not hostile. Hostility is unwarranted aggression. If you want to know about hostility, let us tell you about Culture 12. Culture 12 was so hostile that while they were on their way to their first great battle, Jugka, the Battle Master, stepped on Nusco, the tactician's foot, causing him great pain. The annoyed Nusco turned on his Battle Master, Jugka, and sliced his body in half. This miffed Jugka's troops, who took it upon themselves to murder Nusco and his elite troops. The real trouble started when now dead Jugka's master sergeants, Moo and Putt, started arguing about how to kill Nusco. Simple crucifixion or the slower lip tattoo technique. The argument
Neither sounds
was
particularly
resolved
fun.
when Mood and his 500 troops were slaughtered by Putt and his gang. Well, this probably all would have gone down in history as a great day of learning for Culture 12, were it not for the surprise arrival of Culture 12's original enemy, the Yajag and his cronies, who wiped out Culture 12's army, thus beginning the long and glorious Culture 13. Now that's hostility. We, on the other hand, merely want to kill you.
So, what can you Rhino dudes, what can you tell me about your Culture 19?
More talk? It amazes me that you ever got out of the orbit of your home planet. Yak, yak, yak. Yammer, yammer, yammer. Oh, very well, we will talk for a moment. Our Culture 19 is the most formidable ever to appear in Flat-Ash space. Admittedly, we said something similar about Culture 18, but it is true.
Yeah, you can
With our
kind of see a
rather
theme going on here.
defeat by the Ur-Quan and subsequent enslavement, we realized that it was time for a change. A new culture had to be established. So of course, we began a thermonuclear exchange to decide who would lead this new culture. We were all quite disappointed when the Ur-Quan in orbit above our home world launched waves of fighters who intercepted all our missiles. The Ur-Quan explained that slaves were not permitted to engage in such destructive conflicts. So my people, being superior, introduced a super lethal poison into our opponent's
Biological
water
warfare.
air, thus ending the conflict. The Ur-Quan were not particularly happy about this resolution and killed all our leaders, which, under other circumstances, would have started a larger inter-Thratash war. But the Ur-Quan appointed new leaders, apparently chosen at random, and explained that further disobedience would result in the destruction of our species. Frustrating, huh?
You mentioned the Ur-Quan. What's your relationship with them?
Question. We are their slaves, dope. What else would we be? When the Ur-Quan first appeared in our space, over 50 years ago, coming from the direction of the Ophiuchi stars, we attacked them with gusto, zipping in to fire our Mark 6 blasters, and then theoretically zipping back out to prepare for another attack run. Unfortunately, before we could zip out, our ships were either blasted to smithereens by the Ur-Quan's fusion bolts or were picked apart by the swarms of Ur-Quan fighter vessels. You may wonder why we didn't use our afterburners to escape. The answer is simple. 50 years ago, our ships had not yet been modified for this enhancement. It was not until 2143 that maintenance engineer Rion invented the afterburner effect. When he accidentally stuck his cigar in the aft fuel valve of the ship he was working on, waboom! The ship took off like a barn out of hell, and Rion was fried to a crisp. Yes, we remember Ria with much fondness. Of course, we have refined the device, and now that our entire fleet has been fitted with the Rion afterburners, perhaps now the Ur-Quan will let us fight at their side as true battle thralls.
As you could probably guess, that's not going to be the case because the Ur-Quans consider them way too incompetent to put anywhere near the front lines. But yeah, that's the Thradash ship's special ability. They basically use the afterburner to leave behind a damaging line of fire behind them while firing forward. It is really, really good against the AI, but I'm not sure about versus players. My knowledge of what the ships do is mostly from me looking them up shortly before the stream, if we're blunt. But the AI usually tries to follow you in a more linear path in most cases. Sometimes they'll dodge, but I guess I'll have to use it a bit more to figure that out. So why don't you fight the Alliance? And where are
We
the Ur-Quan?
wanted to. Oh, how we wanted to. After all, we were the first battle thralls the Ur-Quan enslaved in this part of space.
Huh.
We thought we had priority, but the Ur-Quan thought we were too weak to hold our own in the upcoming battles.
I think it's more
So they left us
incompetence than
here
weakness.
to guard the flank. If only we had been stronger and less troublesome. Another reason the Ur-Quan wouldn't take us with them was because we kept picking fights with the new battle slaves.
I remember his
Like the
incompetence.
lobbies or those religious idiots, the Ilrath. Where did they go, you ask? This is a secret, of course. We can't tell you. If we told you that they were fighting a secret war against a mysterious invader, you might find some way to use that information against our masters. So forget it. No secrets.
Secret war. I've got an idea. Why don't you impress your Ur-Quan Masters and show off your afterburner by attacking the Ur-Quan's enemy?
What foolish stupidity! Har har har! Why, that's as dumb an idea as... What did you say? Attack the Ur-Quan's enemy? Help them win their war? Why, that's an excellent idea. I'm glad I thought of it. We shall marshal our forces and leave at once. Stupid, human, pitiful, weakling dog. You have been helpful. So as a reward, you may leave alive. And when we return from our glorious campaign, we may even honor you with a retelling of the many great battles.
This is another way you can deal with them, at least temporarily.
Until then, get lost.
Yeah, you can trick them into attacking the Ur-Quan instead. This does get rid of them, of course, but there's another way to handle them that I think is probably going to be more preferable for the stream itself. There's nothing from your simple friendship.
After we have made you our slaves, we can accommodate your wishes. Until then,
You're strong. We like
we
strong.
are strong. You are weak. And we hate weak. We do not need weak friends. We only want slaves and teachers. Since you have nothing to teach us and refuse to be our slave, then you are our enemy. Such logic must be obvious even to a stupid being like yourself.
Your blessing is not impressing me. We have a promise to fulfill now.
What? You say what? Foolish, pitiful, small-headed being. We will destroy you and everybody on your ship.
Once again, we have some overpower. Our ship is overpowered here, so... Yeah, see, we pretty much immediately nuke them. And we're going to be doing that for the entire set. Oh yeah, that's funny. There we are. Lost one person, unfortunately, but be fine. This one's a little longer. And like I said, we need something from one of their planets. It's not on their home planet, but it is somewhere in their space, and thus you need to fight them regularly. Yeah, or you can trick them into leaving. Here we are. So we can trick them into leaving, we can have them and the Ilrath fight each other, or do what I'm doing here and defeat enough of them that they...
Oh, what
well...
a laugh! You are the least battle-worthy creature I've ever seen commanding a starship. We are the Ur-Quan fighting slaves of Culture 19. Please don't run away. We wish to be your species' new role models. Unfortunately, to do this, we may need to blast you into your component atoms.
Why are you so brutal?
You don't know the meaning of brutal until you heard the story of Culture 3. How brutal was Culture 3, you ask?
How
Culture
brutal.
3 was so brutal that they maimed, tortured, enslaved, and in general brutalized themselves.
Oh my.
You see, Culture 2 had made a virtue of stoic resistance to pain, stubborn fortitude, that sort of thing. So when Culture 3 came around, they had a problem. How were they going to impress everyone as being even tougher? Their answer? They would arrive at a battle, stand on a tall hill where everyone could see them, and chop off one of their own limbs. Then they'd wave it around, screaming and shaking it at their enemies. It worked. It scared the hell out of their opponents. They ran like crazy.
My.
You could tell who was a real war hero back then by how few arms or legs he had left. Warberecht were quite different too. Instead of sturdy old warriors walking slowly past their reviewing stands, they tended to roll, and at a good clip too.
So they didn't have prosthetics even?
An inferior alien, this may seem bluntly stupid.
Yes.
The product of a sick, primitive society.
Very much so, yeah.
You couldn't be more right.
Ah.
Culture 3 was, as you can well understand, only the third Thradash culture, and was therefore far from the tempered perfection you have encountered here and now.
Have secret weapons of great power, or submit or I shall evaporate your planets.
We like secret weapons. We will now give you the opportunity to give them to us.
Now you have to defeat a very large number of them. I think it's like 25 in total or something like that. I just realized the Thordashil chibi there doesn't look anything like the Rhino portrait in the actual... It looks like he's in full armor. Wow, it's almost... I'm really glad I don't have to actually... Yeah, their battery's high, but their health is low. They're absolutely meant to be running away and trick enemies into the afterburners. So that's 8 units so far. Alright, so we've faced 8 so far. We'll need to do more fighting. Like, so this one's probably a bit more conductive to streaming, since it means I have to actually engage in the combat system a lot more.
Humans can fight after all. If our reports are accurate, we will test this hypothesis in the laboratory of life. In glorious battle, your puny, inadequate weaponry is no match for the Thradash Mark 6 blaster with its 4-megawatt energy discharge. Nor can your slow, bloated tubs compare to our flash turbo-boosted warships. We have nothing to fear. Attention, weak, ugly humans. That's hard to imagine. You already know who we are. The Thradash of Quarter 19. We are the original Ur-Quan fighting slaves, the cream of their elite forces, your instructors in the harsh realities of life. It is time for your next lesson. No, we will not answer any more of your foolish questions. Instead, you will answer our questions.
Okay, sure.
Such as who is responsible for those berserk red probes that keep attacking our ships? Are these devices your robot emissaries?
The Slylandro probes. So they were affecting other people.
Don't answer. I can see it in your eyes. You've given it all away. I know the truth now. The only thing that confuses me is why do the probes approach from the direction of Vega?
I believe this is supposed to be another way to find the Slylandro if you haven't found it out.
We such.
Alright, so 4 more. This will result in 12 KO, 12 kills. Lost someone, darn it. Of course, they got 1 shot off. Still, if they only get 1, that's really not bad at all. And yeah, that portrait does not look anything like the rhino things. It looks like some sort of robotic armor creature. Smup. Like, shoot 'em up. Oh, only 3 this time. So that's 11 so far destroyed. I don't mind getting swarmed because, as you can see, these guys are absolutely no threat to me. At best, they can just get 1 shot off and then immediately die.
Inferior aliens. You have once again intruded upon the territory of the Thradash. This is a patrolled region of space. Your presence here is considered an act of war. How wonderful!
Alright, might as well just fight now. Wow, he missed all the shots. I didn't lose any HP from that. There we are. Clever, getting in point blank range to make it hard to hit. Hard for me to hit them. So 4 more, that is 15 enemies defeated. And of course, these resource units are more than enough to make up for the amount of damage I've taken. Just gonna attack here. $16. 17. Here we are. I basically don't even have to move, it's hilarious. 18. Alright, this would be a good few more then. Only 2. Sure, we'll just attack. 19. I might have miscounted, but this should be the 20th or so. I believe this is Zeta Draconis, this is where I want to be. I'll just wait for those to come to me then. Let me just double check. Do I want to be at... yeah, Zeta Draconis is where I'm going to want to be once I finish here, so I'll go ahead and handle that. We're going to... a bit more action should be perfectly good. Attack. Alright, so this will be 23 if my count is correct, which for the record it may not be, but find out. Here we are. Taking a bit of damage, but it's honestly not too bad at all. Especially not compared to how it could be. Enemy ships destroyed. So 23. One more set, I think, should do the trick. Whoop, 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 whoop. Sure, we'll just attack. This should be 25 then. If not, then I'll just do another fight. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. If I have to do another fight, that shouldn't be too bad. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna be ready here. First.
Admirable, admirable. We have never witnessed
this should be
such
enough.
awesome combat capabilities. You have destroyed so many of us. We are humbled in your presence. We thought you were a weakling, a coward, a pitiful, sniveling wimp. We were wrong, so wrong. You have shown yourself superior to ourselves, indeed, even the Ur-Quan. We wish to learn from you, thus improving our culture. Give us your wisdom, mighty teacher. What is the secret to your success? Wait, I got it. It's the way you respond to our hailing calls each time we meet. Just as they say, first impressions are so important. So tell us, please, tell us how we should present ourselves.
Yeah, this is actually a neat part as well. You get to actually customize their next culture if you want. It does mean you have to, it does require a bit more work because you have, like I said, you have to defeat 25 of their ships in total, which is not an insignificant number, especially if I didn't have the overpowered ability to basically one-shot each of their ships. I'd have to actually put in effort. Although granted, you can come back, leave, refuel, get new ships, and then come back if you want. But yeah. This is definitely one of the more fun ways to handle them. Plus, you actually do get them to join you, so you can actually recruit them at the base after this. Polite and friendly, kept a spirit, you should speak in Pig Latin. And I know your rhyming introduction was big.
Rhymes, like in poetry? Isn't that kind of, not touched up? What am I saying? You are the great teacher. You know best. If rhyming is necessary, then teacher, we will be rhyming all the time. Now that we understand the nuances of introduction, great teacher, we have an even more significant question. Your devastation of our battle forces has shown us that our Culture 19 is inferior to your own. Therefore, we will adopt your methods, your techniques. But what shall we name our new culture?
Slave Empire. It's more you decide.
You are wise, great teacher. I will think long and hard on this matter.
I think we already know what they're going with.
It must reflect the profound changes in our social order. It must clearly explain the nature of our civilization. Yes, I have it. The perfect name is Culture 20.
Yep.
We need to learn
Simple but
so
effective.
much from you, such as how should we act in our new culture? What is our direction? Our ethical base?
And if you decide to be like us, aka like humans, it'll seem good at first, but then you'll quickly be remembering, oh yeah, humans have some pretty nasty sides just as much. Monty Python and Marx Brothers.
Wacky? Wacky? I do not understand. We shall watch these vids of yours. We shall study them to learn to be wacky. Then, when we are wacky enough, we shall test our new wackiness in combat to discover, no doubt, the great advantage it has given us. Thank you, great teacher. We have much work to do to implement these sweeping cultural changes. Transferring from the allegiances and mores of one culture to another is a difficult and time-consuming task. We beg you, great warrior from Earth, give us time to make the changes you have suggested. Return later to see our brave new world.
You can just have them try to be nice and all that stuff, but it's kind of a mixed blessing. I believe the ones I chose are, well, first of all, they're hilarious, and
We
also...
are the Rhyming Simons. Blanc Mouse rhymes with orange. Space is the place.
Yeah.
The stars in their courses cannot catch the horses. This is hard. We of Culture 20 are glad to meet you here in space, a wise teacher from Earth.
Has there been any developments that I agree teachers should know
This
of?
doesn't really count as news, teacher, but war is truly magnificent, isn't it? The gut-wrenching sight of molten warships, the boiling blood of depressurized soldiers.
Pressurized,
I
oh
just
my.
love it, don't you?
How's the new culture
We have
developing?
studied and studied the bits you left with us, oh great teacher, but we fear we are unable to grasp the essential truth and power of being wacky. For example, last month, in an attempt to be spontaneously absurd, I turned to my subordinate and in a high, modulated tone of voice explained that there was a penguin sitting on the vid screen. Not knowing what a penguin was, my subordinate spun to face the
Doesn't
vid
know what a
screen,
penguin
his
is.
hypererotic holster snapping his weapon into his hand. Blah, blah, blah! The penguin, the vid screen, and a large section of the wall were destroyed. You see, Captain, perhaps we are not suited to being wacky, and that was my only penguin. We eagerly await your return, great teacher.
The Kunkar's slowly moving. Alright. It takes a few tries, but they eventually take to the changes.
Are blue. When strangers come here, we run them through. Good one, huh?
They're getting a
We
lot
of
better.
Culture 20 are glad to meet you here in space. A wise teacher from Earth.
Fortunately, you can tell where they have the name you gave them, one way or another. It kind of... I guess it's kind of... it does sound kind of artificial, but I do appreciate they put the effort to allow it that. Are there any new
This
developments?
doesn't really count as much war.
How's the new
We
culture
are
developing?
getting a better handle on this wacky thing. The key? Slapstick. We Dragash have found our mode, our idiom, our way to be wacky. Jabbing the eyes with outstretched digits, striking the head with planks. We like and understand this perfectly, Captain. And with the addition of our native elements, high explosives and nausea gas, Dragash space has become Crackball City. We will await your return and further enlightenment with great anticipation.
I believe this is where I want to be. Planet 1 is where I'm going to find what I'm looking for here. And I should probably save now that we've officially recruited them into our team. I could do some more mining, but I don't really want to at the moment, so we're just going to do it this way.
There once was a Dragash named Macaroni, whose ship was in total cacophony. He got lost in a POTUS and died in Draconis, because all that he ate was baloney. Har har har! Hoy yo ho!
Not bad, actually.
The super strong human has returned to this, our most important planet. We, Culture 20, bid you welcome.
So what's special about this
We
planet?
all here guarding that most precious of our relics, that which we hold most dearly, that which has been at the heart of all our cultures, except for Culture 9, and they don't really count.
They don't really count.
We guard the object which transcends mortal realms, the Aqua Helix.
Any new
This
developments?
doesn't read but war.
How's the new culture
We are
developing?
getting a better heavy. That's right with that.
What's this Oxford Helix thing? Just do any
The
tricks?
Aqua Helix is our most precious relic. For the totality of our historical memory, the Helix has been with us. It guides, motivates, and rewards. It is the twisty thing that launched 1,000 ships. It is the relic all our cultures have held most. Oh yeah, I said that already. We
Don't
know
worry, I've been there.
Aqua Helix is great largely because all our previous 19 cultures have known this to be true. If the Aqua Helix wasn't anything special, why would we spend so much blood and passion over the little thing? It would be a colossal waste, an absurd travesty. Actually, this is what Culture 9 said during their 2-week period of dominance before Culture 10 wiped them out. Anyway, we remain convinced. We are Thredash, and all Thredash know the significance of the Aqua Helix. Therefore, the Aqua Helix is great. The matter is resolved.
Sounds really cool. You wouldn't mind if I go down and look at it,
Why,
will you?
certainly. Go ahead and land on the planet and take a look at the most precious of all our relics. The relic we hold most dear, as have all our cultures.
We're gonna jack it. Steal it. Yeah, you can either have the Ilrath and Thordash wipe themselves out, you can have trick the Thordash into attacking the enemies of the... what you can do what I did shortly before and have them attack the Ur-Quan, which will also get them to leave the planet, I believe. Or... I don't remember if it does that or not, actually. But yeah, there's a few ways to handle them, and you have to handle them because you must get the Aqua Helix in order to complete the game. For as special as it is to them, you can't win if you don't do that. So scan, auto scan, tectonics 7. Oh my. Oh wow, there is very little of value on this planet. Period. The highly tectonic planet. Report from the surface. Captain, we discovered some sort of alien shrine here on the surface. The building is immensely old, at least 2,000 years. Inscribed around the perimeter of the cylindrical shrine are innumerable hieroglyphs which document the hierarchy of each of the 19 Thredash cultures. From what we've seen, we've learned that Thredash have risen to starfaring technology at least 3 separate times, only to nuke themselves back at the Stone Age again and again. The real surprise, Captain, was what we found on the inside. We knew that Thredash kept something here, but we didn't know what it was until we went inside the shrine. In the exact middle of the structure was a tall dais of white stone, and set atop this was an immense aqua gemstone, somehow shaped into a flat, twisted ribbon, like a DNA helix. The aqua helix emitted an incredible light pulses, illuminating the cavernous shrine like a giant strobe light, or at least it did. Until Private Hendrix decided to see what would happen if he grabbed the artifact, it immediately ceased slowing, and has remained quiescent ever since. We'll bring back the aqua helix aboard for further investigation. Alright, so next location. Where do I go? I think I know where to go next, but we can worry about the rest later. For now, let me check. Where do I need to go next? Oh, thank you for the follow. The Hornfell Golem. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the thank you for the follow. I play just about anything on this channel, so feel free to stop by anytime something catches your eye. Now let's see here. Next, I think there's at least one more race we can meet, and I do want to meet them right away. So let's see here. Let me just check what location I need to go to. Alright, so Copernicus is where I need to go next. Let me check real quick where that is here. Actually, didn't say... Well, it did say in the Beetlejuice location, didn't they? Let me check here. Beetlejuice... Organon. Array. Arani. I don't think it's in the mic. It should be near the Micon, I think, but Sculptoris. Blur. Oh wow. Camelopardalis. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Metis. Here. Tuli. Zeman. Mira. There's only two golems on Twitch. The rest have that name, are made out of things that aren't stone wires. Ah, I see. That aren't stones, just like fire and water and stuff. I guess there's more than one way to make one. Now let's see, I need to find, I guess here. Lyra? No. Alpha Wolf. Ari. Telescopy. Cygnus. Rius. I think I've already been to most of these, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I, got most of these. Let me see where the first one is here. Let's see here. Oh, I see. Yeah, they are at Beetlejuice. The guide was telling me to go there for an item that I actually already have. So I should probably just use quasi-space to get out of here. So let's do that. And yeah, for the record, the Threat Ash will notice if you after you've stolen their relic. So you kind of don't want to run into them afterward if you can help it. Cargo devices, quasi-portal. Alright, so we're gonna need to go to Beetlejuice, so let me grab the one that will bring us closest to it. Be this one that previously would have brought us to Spathy space. But the Spathy have put themselves behind a slave shield and will no longer give us ships. Which is unfortunate, but that's also why I made sure to grab an extra one before they left. While I'm not exactly the best with the Spathy ships, they do make nice storage for extra storage for excellent. Yeah, Beetlejuice here. They do make an excellent storage for, what's it called? For additional crewmates, so that if your main ship starts running low, you can empty them from the Spathy ship into the main one, and that's what I've been using them for. Which is kind of funny, because early in the game, I was doing the opposite, using the main ship as refueling crew to refill the other ships. I should probably save, actually. We do have the Aqua Helix now, after all, so we have one of the major items required in order to beat the game. Definitely going to be taking my time here, just because there's a lot I can do. Now, we should probably mine these planets while we're here, just to be safe. Or for fun, really. Like I said, this game is really fun, and I don't want to rush it. Ooh, lots of red or orange. Guess I'll find out shortly. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing threatening here, so... Pulls a very heavy and hard stone that's atomically crystalline with carbon silicon. Not a gemstone, but close to hardness as you can get without harvesting meteorites. Ooh, that's actually quite interesting. And thematically appropriate, since getting valuable stones and materials is a big part of the mining in this game. Now, let's see what the color those were. Manifest cargo. Yes, those are indeed orange, so... I'm going to go ahead and dispatch for the remaining ones. Alright, this is a pretty safe planet, so it's a pretty good idea to mine it, I think. I'm not exactly hurting for resource units, but I'd also rather not get caught missing some either, so we'll do it this way then. Ooh, a treasure world. Wonderful. The tectonics are going to be a little annoying, but I don't think we're in much danger, so we should be able to grab these just fine. Sure, there's probably harder stones on other planets, but we'd have to explore worlds to find them. Yeah. The mining for the various precious stones and new materials you can find is part of the fun of this game. It's a nice mix between meeting and interacting with the alien races, and of course the witty writing that each one has. The combat itself, which I'm pretty bad at until I start getting the overpowered stuff now that we're late game. And yeah. Oh, wonderful. The mining here. There is life here. It's a primordial world, but I'm not sure. Do I really want to dispatch for these? I guess I can check out how the tectonics are. Looks like... Oh yeah, the tectonics are really bad. It's probably not worth my time, but... I guess we're gonna do it this way. Once again, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but... I guess that's good enough. We'll have to go to... There's just too many earthquakes, and I'm gonna lose too many crew if I keep doing that, especially since it's... At this point, I'm mostly getting credits and stuff to make it easier when I go back. In case, plus if I accidentally run out of fuel mid-flight, the Milnorme will be able to refuel me immediately. Auto-scan, Acid World. Once again, there is nothing especially valuable here, so I'm just gonna leave. And now we're going to meet the planet of what I believe is going to be our final race to join us. What's this? A slave shield, you say? Water world. Interesting. And it has a starbase, just like the one on Earth. What's this?
Attention, unidentified space vessel. Be warned. This slave world and its inhabitants belong to the Ur-Quan. I am Starbase Commander Talana of the slave planet Gaia. Your ship is not responding to standard hierarchy identification sequences. You are therefore classed as independent. And what? Is my monitor display correct? Is that a human commanding that vessel? Who are you?
Where the Alex Blinks justify that costume. I'm the right one for you, baby. I'm Captain Skirk of the Flagship Protector. We're greatly impressed.
Huh? What are you talking about? This is the uniform of a Siren commander. The climate aboard this starbase is maintained at a constant 22 degrees centigrade. What are we supposed to wear in here? Parkas? But you haven't answered my question fully. Why are you here? Where are you from? Has the slave shield been lifted from Earth? Are the Ur-Quan finally defeated? Simply put, Captain, what do you want from us?
What I need is you. What I ran out is touch o vision. Yeah, you can kind of tell they went with the Star Trek blue-skinned space babe trope as TV tropes would put it. We're here to... To be honest, we need to help destroy the
Look,
Ur-Quan.
Captain, I like you. Even though you're an obnoxious human,
Okay,
I like you.
guess
In
I'm guilty of
another
that.
time, we might have become good friends. Perhaps more. But that's a fantasy, and my job is dealing with reality.
Yeah, this game was an influence
We're
for
not
Mass
going to
Effect,
do
and you're gonna really
anything
start
to
seeing it here.
jeopardize what we've got here. We've come too far, lost too much, to ever risk losing Gaia, our new home. Don't get all judgmental on me, Captain. You don't know what we've been through.
What have you been through? What are
When
you
the
doing here
Ur-Quan
exactly?
conquered us over 20 years ago, I was only a young girl living in Habitat 31. My older sister Diani was a starship officer in the Space Patrol. She was part of the final defense at Raynet. She didn't make it back. When the Ur-Quan caught us in open space, we all thought we were going to die. But then, instead of killing us, the Ur-Quan offered us a choice.
Just like all the
We
others
could
they
join
defeated.
the ranks of their combat thralls, or we could be slave-shielded in our homeworld. Like the people of Earth, we chose peace. We became fallow slaves. When the Ur-Quan told us to return to our homeworld, we explained that we had none. Ur-Quan Master 9 explained that they had encountered this situation before, and if we would provide them with a list
They've
of our
encountered this position
requirements,
before, so they conquered
they
another
would
race that had
use
no
their
home planet?
extensive astronomical data stores to find a planet for us. So we told them about Syra, about the color of its sky, about the abundant life forms, about the fertility of the soil and seas. Less than an hour later,
Less
we
than an
received
hour?
a
Wow,
terse
that's
message
quick.
from Master 9. We were to proceed to these coordinates and disembark. This was to be our new home. But our new world, Gaia, was everything we described. We'd been searching for a home planet for 75 years, and in the end, it was our enemies who gave one to us. I grew up on a small island off the main continent, and like all of my people, we lived each day under the sick, red glow of the slave shield. When the Ur-Quan arrived 7 years ago to refurbish and recruit the starbase, I was selected as the new commander.
What happened to you
When
at the
we
end of the
first
war?
met your people, we've been wandering through the stars for almost 75 years, ever since the death of Syra, our home planet. We joined your alliance, and I use the word joined loosely, because we had no
Oh
other
dear.
choice. The Vox were raiding our slow habitat columns, and we had nowhere else to go.
Well, I guess with how humanoid they look, the
We
Vox would
fought
hate
for
them.
survival, Captain. Nothing more.
Sometimes that's
When
what
your
matters
people on
most, I
Earth were
guess.
defeated, the Alliance just plain fell apart. The Yehat and Shofixi retreated to their native stars and didn't want us to follow. The Ariru, those creepy little weasels, just plain bugged out. Vanished, leaving us alone, with nowhere to go, smack in the path of the oncoming Ur-Quan Armada. What were we supposed to do? Fight? 2/3 of our habitat fleet was unarmed. Many aren't even superluminal. We were going to be annihilated if we resisted, and we knew it.
Ooh. Yeah,
When
that's
the
a rough...
Ur-Quan surrounded
between a rock
us
and a
and
hard place, to
started
be
giving
sure.
orders that all ended with, or die, we took them at face value. We obeyed. In exchange, they gave us Gaia, the planet below. It's a beautiful world, Captain. I wish I could show it to you.
It's a shame we can't
So
even
don't
scan it, thanks to
misunderstand me.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
We love our freedom as much as anybody else, but we've got a good life here, and we don't want to lose it.
Why don't you tell me a bit more about your people and
Our
culture?
species are almost identical, almost too close a match to be just a coincidence. Our bodies are very similar, Captain. Except for certain parts. Our cultural
Glowing eyes,
development is
apparently.
also mostly parallel. Like you Earthlings, we evolved a society from primitive tribes whose main function was to protect themselves from the large reptiles native to our old world. The main difference between our two sets of cultures, the split in the paths of our development, occurred in what would have been your prehistory, say 5000 BCE. In your world, the agricultural communities were conquered by the more primitive, but also more aggressive migratory herding peoples. This led to a particular kind of sexual and political dominance structure which pervaded almost all of your Earth cultures until the early 21st century. On Syra, our only primitive migratory tribes were confined to our mountainous regions. Their herd beasts, the Waimar, did not do well in the agricultural basins and plains. The two cultures were isolated until much later, when the technological superiority of the farmers curtailed any major conflict.
Come on now, isn't that outfit knife included
Maybe
absurd?
some other time, Captain, I can show you the hidden functionality of my uniform, knife included.
Up in the
When
males of your
Syra was
species.
destroyed, the only people who survived were in orbit, and most of them were members of our newly established, mostly female space patrol. From their ships, their orbital platforms, and their lunar outposts, they watched Syra die. Within 3 days after the cataclysm began, the surface temperature of Syra had risen by almost 75 degrees to above the boiling point of water. It became clear that Syra, our paradise, our Eden, was
They have a
gone.
concept of Eden?
The survivors spent years in orbit. They made a few missions to the surface and actually found a handful of survivors. But their main activity was to make preparations for departure. The Space Patrol fitted makeshift drive units to anything that could hold air, orbital factories, research pods, even hotels. When the fleet was ready, they left orbit and never looked back. The final population of our species was less than 10,000, with only 500 males, but they were the best and the brightest. For the next 75 years, our people wandered at sub-light speed through the stars, looking for a new home.
I see. So originally the Cyrene were originally just as had the same male and female split that humanity does, but the disaster that destroyed their planet got rid of everything except for their ships, which at the time just happened to be mostly female. I believe the running theory is that the Arilu took some of the primitive Syrenes and transplanted them to Earth. It's very clear the Arilu are keeping an eye on humanity and trying to keep them safe to some degree. However, even if you recall when I was streaming back then, they were talking in a way that was almost condescending, despite also being polite and friendly, so it's understandable why not everyone's a fan of them exactly. What was Syra like?
It was our paradise, Captain, our Eden.
Again, you have a concept
Earth
of
is the
Eden?
only world we know of whose variety and richness of life even comes close to Syra. Again, like so many other things about our two species, our worlds were very much the same. At least before you began encasing yours in concrete and plastic.
Oh yeah.
Syra's gravity was a bit lighter than Earth's, and its day was 50% longer. Our diurnal cycle is therefore different from yours. We spend 20 hours awake, followed by 10 hours horizontal.
What happened to Syra?
This subject is very difficult for us, Captain, but I will try to recount those sad days. Like your solar system, ours had a large population of comets and asteroids. Large meteor impacts, though rare, were not unheard of on our planet. So it was not a total shock when an asteroid penetrated our atmosphere and hit the surface. What was odd was that unlike most other meteors, this one was not pulverized on impact. It penetrated the crust, and indeed went all the way through to the mantle, causing a supervolcano. The earthquakes caused by the impact were severe. The magma pumped out of the caldera wreaked significant damage on the nearby terrain, but within a few weeks it had cooled, forming a solid rock bandage over the wound. Within a few months, we had cleaned up the mess. The caldera was calming down nicely, and things were pretty much back to normal. Then, just over a year after the impact, all hell broke loose on the surface of Syra. Huge calderas were opening all over, not just around the meteor impact, but everywhere.
Oh my.
The scope of the disaster is impossible to imagine. Entire cities sliding into oceans of molten lava, kilometer-wide sections of land pulverized by a cataclysmic explosion, and clouds of poison gas and superheated steam created a death shroud around Syra.
Ever get lonely? Dang, you're gonna be thirsty. Feel free to hate Ur-Quan.
Like I
Help
said
us.
before, Captain, we would like to help, but we are unwilling to risk losing Gaia. Unless you can find a much more compelling reason for us to get involved, you're on your own. Don't worry about us, Captain. We make out all right.
I'll be back.
Until then, Earthling.
Alright, there's a couple ways we can go about this, but... Oh, wait, can I ask her where the location of her...
Hello again. Until then.
Alright. Might have mentioned it and I just failed to notice it, I suppose. But yeah. Their planet, home planet, was actually in Mycon space, and it was actually... You might remember there was a number of shattered worlds in there with all these Mycon eggs. Alright, we're gonna use the quasi-portal real quick and go back to Earth here. It's only about 6 fuel to Sol, so that should... Once I choose... As long as I choose the right portal, the correct portal. So we should be able to do this. Now, if I think enough time has passed, but we'll be seeing shortly. Alright, now we should drop off our load since it looks like we only have so much available right. We've already taken up a lot of space since I didn't exactly fill the ship with cargo space afterward.
Ah, Captain, I'm
good.
glad you're back. I know you're busy, but I've got some news. Well, Captain, we have another problem. Your efforts on our behalf have been amazing. I truly believe we may win this struggle, but these achievements have not been gained without a price. Over 1,000 of my people have gone away with you on your ship and not returned. 1,000, Captain.
Oh dear.
We're quickly becoming a valuable commodity, and I expect their RU cost will reflect this.
I have minerals to upload.
More fuel for the fire, eh?
Scientists analyze what I've
The analysis reads as
last...
follows. Subject, Aqua Helix device. Data, this device is composed of a light blue super hard substance which rates Mohs 13. The object is composed of a flat ribbon of homogeneous material approximately 1 meter in length, and it is twisted in a perfect helix. Focused ion and nucleomagnetic scans reveal little about its interior. Summary, unknown design, unknown origin, unknown function. That's the end of our scientist's report.
I was hoping for a little more, but I guess that's how it goes.
Farewell, Captain.
Now, as he said, once you lose a certain amount of people, you have to spend a lot more. Let's see here. We definitely want to refill on fuel. Luckily, fuel costs never go up, but it's pretty expensive to start out, so that's not going to get too much easier, unfortunately. Thousand crew died. Would you give Kirk this treatment? Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. Yeah, crew now costs 5. Now, I don't need to buy too many. In fact, I probably shouldn't even buy these for reasons that'll become apparent in a little bit. I guess I needed to come back to the starbase and pick up the third Ash before stealing the Aqua Helix, because it won't surprise you that stealing the Aqua Helix causes your let's just say they aren't a fan of you doing that, and I guess not enough time has passed for the Shofixty return. Alright, if I can find the Pakunk here, I can ask them to go back. I could also hold off for a little bit longer, because there's a few things I need to do here. Actually, I could probably afford to use the quasi-portal here, because I need to go back into, I need to go back into Mycon space, so... I'm gonna go with location. Sol, it's this one. Alright. In order to give Commander Talana what she needs, a motive to get involved, we have to fight the Mycon until they reveal all that they've used her world to reproduce. Because if you recall, we went to many Shattered Worlds, and it's no coincidence that is also how they recover their species. So the meteor this wasn't a natural disaster at all, despite what they thought. I have an idea what these different portals do. Have I already gone to this area? I actually might have, so let's take a look real quick. If this is a Shattered World... Yeah, if this is a Shattered World, then that's all we can do. Noble World. Noble gases, huh? Sounds good to me. Neon, Radon, Xenon. Not especially large amounts. Argon. Helium. Alright, well... Like I said, this is another part of the game where combat is going to become a lot more necessary, because, fighting... I need to fight the Mycon until they start giving the information we need. This one again? I haven't mined any of these worlds, it looks like, so... Opalescent world. Sure, why not? Green and blue. Oh, I have no idea what different portals do. The quasi-portals just bring you to different areas in the galaxy. It's basically the closest the game has to quick travel, and it's absolutely essential if you want to make sure you never even get close to the time limit. I guess that's good enough. I really shouldn't be doing too much mining, since I don't really need too much of it anymore, but... Commander Hayes claims that there's about 2,000 people in his ship, which, however, there's actually no limit. It just gets more expensive the more people you lose, so... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Verse.
We are the Mycon.
Where's the Absorbine?
The deep children, spears of light in the darkness, their discarded husks speak of joy to come. Juffo what fills in my fibers, and I grow turgid. Violent action ensues.
Alright. Alright, so we're gonna have to fight here, and of course the Protector is the most overpowered one in the game now. Yeah, I can even destroy their ships, their shots now. Mycon can be a bit annoying because they actually have the ability to heal. I guess the point is they're budding new crew members, since, you know, they're a fungus race. Although they look a little different in the portrait than they do in there when you interact with them. Huh. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I took some pretty big hits there. Whoops. Enemy ships destroyed. More resource units. I guess that's more than enough to make up for the amount of people there. Now let's see here. Do-do-do-do-do. I've already been to Beta Copernicus, right? Should be in good shape then. Whoop, 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 whoop. First.
We are the Mycon.
Hello, can you hear me?
I have chosen my offspring's memories carefully from my set of remembrances, the sweet and warm times of my existence, and those
Yeah, you have
of
to fight them
their
until they give you information that you can tell the
the
Cyrene that
bits
they destroyed the
of a
planet.
million lifetimes coalesced into a birth gift of complete awareness. In the dark they grow, the deep fire feeds the children. Their birth breathes warmth across a cold world. Jeffo.
Alright, here we go. Why are you so fast? Darn you. I could swear I have my ship at maximum speed. Yeah, if I'm just chasing them, that brings it to their advantage. I need to get over here. There we are. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There we are. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm probably gonna have to go to the Pakunk, so let's go quasi-portal to get over close to them. Alright, now which one will bring me closer here? I guess the one closest to Sol will get me to them. I can delay the Pakunk a decent length of time, and I only need to do this once in order to keep them going, so we should be safe. Alright, if I can get them here, I can tell them to go back somehow. And we're going to need to do precisely that. Do it. Alright, the Pakunk ships are here. We just need to find one in order to get this going.
We have decided that our Year-Hut siblings are in need of our love and good counsel. We have waited far too long to return home and heal the wound that has kept our race apart these many centuries. When we arrive in the Serpentis constellation, we will greet our Year-Hut brethren with warm hugs of affection. which I am sure shall be returned in kind.
Our Ouija board. Your trip is fruitless. Yeah, well, yeah, the stars. You left your home and star systems in guard. What if they're invaded?
Nothing but material possessions, Captain. We, the Conk, having risen to the 99th psychic plane, plus a tad, are
Plus a
far
tad.
beyond trapping our spiritual needs with crude matter.
Alright, you need to do something else to try and convince them. Oh, they're actually starting to get close.
We have set out to return home. Home to our loving but misguided brothers and sisters. Please, do not try to stop us this time. We are firm in our resolve.
Did you know this is a year of the swollen moon? Bad time to travel.
It is? We are so glad you warned us. No time to lose. We'll see you back in our home star system. Bye!
Alright, because I waited until they were close to the EHAP before doing that, this also means they'll have to take a decent amount of time to go back. And I'm gonna go to Alpha Centauri here to buy some more information from the, Il Norme. In fact, I should probably buy them out, simply because I have more than enough credits for it, so we can get some good, in-universe lore thingies out of the deal. Should be fun. There's just so many neat things to enjoy about this game that I'm taking my time to just kind of see everything, or at least most of what it can offer. Wonder if they're inspired by anyone they know. Ah, there's... See, this is not where I wish to go.
What a coincidence. I was just talking about you to the Teal Varese captain. They expressed great interest in your explorations and struggles against the Ur-Quan. But, like all Varese, I'm afraid they were hesitant to introduce themselves for fear of, well, frightening you. In any event, it is our pleasure to meet you once again. Now, what can we do for you today?
I'd like some self.
What?
Alien life forms.
Two.
There we are.
What?
Some information.
How wonderful.
Alright. Let's get useful data on alien races.
Ur-Rat are presently attacking the Pecanque in the Lekali and Kruger constellations. These beings have slavish devotion to their dark gods Dogar and Kazan, which in the past few years has been used against them by the Unga. If you need to manipulate the Ur-Rat, we suggest you discover the Unga's technique and duplicate it.
Yeah, basically, if you're having trouble finding anything important, you can... This is where you get most of the information. Like, I've been using a guide and stuff because I played this game before, so I wanted to expedite getting to the good stuff, but if this is your first time playing, you'll absolutely want to make good friends with this guy, because he'll tell you exactly what you need and what's you're missing.
The Pecanque are a mystical offshoot of the Yehat species, who left their bird brothers long ago to found a peaceful enclave in the Kruger and Geitless stars. At the present time, the Pecanque are defending themselves against the Ur-Rat, who have been commanded to attack the happy birds by Dogar and Kazan. The Pecanque may be unwilling to make a formal alliance with you, but we have confidence that if you explain yourself honestly, they will help your efforts against the Ur-Quan.
Yeah, basically you can ask them for ships every so often. In fact, they're probably one of the earlier races you'll want to meet up with just because they'll give you a nice supply of ships you can either use for combat or to exchange for resource units by scrapping them.
The creatures presently fighting the Ur-Quan are called the Korra. They
Grab
are
a
an
drink while he's
Ur-Quan
explaining this.
subspecies who split off from the main species many thousands of years ago. Their present fight is a ritual reenacting of a major difference of opinion between two rival Ur-Quan leaders after the Ur-Quan overwhelmed their slave masters, the Dinyare. The Korra are immune to reason, having long ago lost the ability to see their situation objectively. They live in a self-maintained paradox. To ensure their safety and security, the Korra fight an endless battle against all other sentient species.
This orange guy's kinda cute. Want a mechanical pet that looks like him on my desk? Yeah, I really like the design of the alien races in this game. They're all pretty unique. And of course, the writing is absolutely top-notch. They're just so interesting to learn about and interact with.
I must warn you about some very bad people. Is this worth so many credits? You ask yourself. I assure you, it is. The creatures are called the Druge, and they are a callous and evil race. They care for nothing but profit and personal gain through unfair mercantile exchanges. Why are you looking at me like that, Captain? It is not
Oh,
appropriate.
because he's also
As I was
this guy's
saying,
also
these wicked creatures will try to sell you commodities at unreasonably low prices. Boy, they almost give away fuel. Do not fall for their tricks. There are hidden costs, secret tariffs, so that you may avoid them. I will tell you that their main trade world is Zeta Persei 1. Why are you smiling, Captain?
yeah, this is one of the ways you can learn about them. But of course, since we met the Supox and Utwig first, we learned way ahead of time they're not worth listening to. And chat voted that I don't spend because the Druge, while this guy here uses merchant to stuff with credits, the Druge only accept crew members, which is just straight up slavery. And chat said no to slavery, therefore I did not give them any crew, I only traded them items. Technically speaking, it's actually pretty cheap to exchange crew member for fuel, since in terms of resource units, my crew are what, 5 resource units a pop right now, while fuel is 20. That's a pretty good exchange rate, but of course, you know, if you participate in slave trade, no one's going to want to work for you, so the crewmate price goes up way, way higher, so yeah, not worth it.
The Berdixies race evolved on the planet Arcturus 1. They live the Berdixies.
Before I let him continue, some do consider the Druge even more evil than the Ur-Quan, if you can believe that.
Race evolved on the planet
So yeah,
Arcturus
pretty nuts.
They lived there
But at the same time, you can't exactly say, you can't see where they're coming from, right?
until the Korra came and destroyed them during the course of 2
Oh my.
or 3 unfortunate days.
That's a very quick destruction.
The Rouge were largely responsible for the Korra finding the
Of
Burdick
course.
Seas. You see, the Burdick Seas were in long-distance, hyperwave contact with a race known simply as the Keg. For decades, the Keg and the Burdick Seas traded much valuable information until the Keg came under attack by an invading race who you may know as the Korra. The Gag warned the Burdick Seas that the Korra located races by their hyperwave transmissions and that they had already discovered the radiations from the Rouge. When the Burdick Seas were kind enough to warn the Druge that a hostile alien race was homing in on their hyperwave radiations. The Druge shut down all their transmitters and erected a powerful hyperwave beacon on the surface of the Burdick Sea's moon. The Korra changed course, attacked the poor Burdick Seas, and sadly destroyed them all.
Well, the Burst Vixies are already extinct, so you don't have to worry about them. But yeah, the Druge, when they learned the hyperwaves were attracting them, they put the ones on the moon there to force them towards, the ones who were trying to help them. So yeah, that's a big dick move, to be sure.
The Fradash are an arrogant, stubborn, and thick-skinned species who reside in the Draconis and Apodus star systems. They have little or no respect for anything but force, which they admire greatly. To make the Fradash your friends, you should consider killing most, but not all of them. In addition, they guard some kind of sacred relic at the star system Zeta Draconis, though we do not know the true nature of this artifact.
Yeah, that's why I needed it. It's
The
an item
Fradash
required to beat the
homeworld
game, so...
is at Delta Draconis. After the war, the Chenjesku and the Mernherm chose to be slave-shielded on the Chenjesu's homeworld at Procyon. We suspect that they are melding their two species to form some kind of new hybrid
Fusion
race,
dancing.
a race which may well be powerful enough to destroy the Ur-Quan single-handedly. However, by our calculations, this process will take many decades, if not centuries. Should you wish to talk to them, we recommend you invest in a hyperwave broadcasting system, which is powerful enough to penetrate the shield around their world.
See what other alien
The
races are.
Mycon are using this time, while the Ur-Quan have their attention elsewhere, to expand their sphere of influence as fast as possible. The Mycon colonize planets by launching tough spore pods from orbit and injecting them under the planet's surface.
So yeah, this is what happened to the
Months
Syrene's
later,
homeworld.
after the spores have grown hundreds of thick, fibrous tendrils under the planet's crust, the tendrils suddenly thrust up out of the planet and create huge calderas. Not incidentally, filling the planet's atmosphere with the Mycon's preferred gases, clouds of superheated steam and sulfuric acid.
As you can probably guess, buying this information from this guy is also how you can learn exactly what happened to Syra in order to tell the Cyrene leader about it, so that they'll be forced to get involved.
Following the end of the war, the Androsynth began experimenting with interdimensional fatigue, a process that is related to your faster-than-light drive, but involves dimensions far more alien than hyperspace. They had just made a major breakthrough when they were suddenly wiped out by a race called the Ors, who appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Actually, we don't know what the Ors did to the Androsynth. They're just all gone.
Now this is why I'm personally theorizing that the Androsynth were somehow converted into the Ors, because if they were destroyed, there'd be some sort of rubble and stuff left behind, but if they were converted in some fashion, then it's just a matter of changing all their stuff into the everything new. Let's see here, useful
The
data.
Arilulale are a mysterious race of IDF beings. IDF meaning interdimensional fatigue. They do not reside in this galaxy, or in fact, anywhere in this universe. While it is true that the Arilu are rarely seen far from the Columbae star group, They do make regular, secret visits to your world, and have done so for centuries. Ever since Earth was stayed shielded, they have focused their attention on the humans aboard the starbase, many of whom are now members of your crew. Though the Arilulani always smile and are never overtly hostile, we believe that they have a secret agenda which somehow involves your planet Earth. These secret plans may or may not cause grief and woe to you Earthlings.
Yeah, that's also something this game brings up but doesn't really follow up on, unfortunately. It's also kind of why you typically either like the Arilu or really don't like them. And like I said, even in here, when they're overtly, well, they're kind and are all too eager to help out, either from giving a few of their ships or by giving technology for the portal spawner, they still talk in a vaguely condescending manner. And of course, the constant feeling there's something else going on.
Just under 20 years ago, the brave and suicidal Shofixti annihilated their species by exploding a precursor device, some kind of bomb, in the interior of their sun. The resulting storm of solar flares cooked the life off the Shofixti homeworld and incinerated over 100 Ur-Quan dreadnoughts which had just entered the system to conquer the Shofixti. In actuality, there are still at least a dozen Shofixti left alive in the galaxy. One or two are at Delta Gorno, guarding the dead hulk of their once beautiful world. Others can be found in Vox space.
Now, this is to imply that Admiral Zex had some, but of course well, we didn't do anything really. He, was taken out by his own creature. Obviously, we have complete deniability and cannot be legally held responsible for what happened.
The Slilandro are a mostly non-solid, sentient race who live in a gas giant at Beta Corvi. We recently sold them a self-replicating exploration probe, which has somehow turned hostile and attacks everything it detects. If such encounters have angered you, Captain, please do not address your concerns to us. We possess a formal waiver of damages authorized by Slilandro Speaker and are in no way responsible for the situation.
Yeah, the Slilandro even made it clear they were required to sign a number of papers that would release them from any and all liability.
The cowardly Spaffy live at the single planet orbiting Epsilon Gruis. They do not actually live on their world, rather they reside on its airless moon. The reason? A xenomorphic species which craves the sweet-flavored flesh of the Spaffy has been transported to the surface of their planet and makes every attempt to devour the poor Spaffy.
Notice that he said has been
I'm certain
teleported.
that the Spaffy would be forever in your debt if you were to eliminate these creatures from their planet. What? You fear the alien creatures will find you a treat also? Fear not. Our data reveals the beasts are not interested in your species. Should you wish to consult with the Spaffy Ruling Council, you will need to know the secret Spaffy cipher, a password, which is Huffy, Muffy, Guffy.
Yeah, this is also another way to do it if you accidentally attacked Fwifo or failed to get him to help you in any way. Although I am surprised it takes this long of paying him for information to reveal this, because, as mentioned, if you help Fwifo, you can get the Spothy as one of your first allied races. I mean, it's only temporary, but it's still pretty early on you can get them.
Like you Earthlings, when the war with the Ur-Quan was lost, the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded. Their new world is at Beetlejuice. The Cyrene starbase is crewed by the starship commanders and crew who were decommissioned at the end of the war. Though the Cyrene hate the Ur-Quan with a vengeance, they are unlikely to offer you assistance unless you reveal to them the truth behind the tragedy of their original homeworld, Syra, which was destroyed by the birth of a Mycon deep child a century ago.
Yeah, if you want the Siren to join you, you either need to get him to say what he just did here, or do what I did and attack the Mycon until they mention their deep children. At which point, we have all the evidence we need that their planet was not destroyed in a natural disaster.
When the Ur-Quan entered Gamma Serpentis, the home star of the Yehat, their queen made a sudden change of allegiance and allied with the Ur-Quan hierarchy.
Yeah, that was a bit odd.
They became Ur-Quan combat thralls. This act was viewed by most Yehat starship officers as ultimately dishonorable, the desperate act of a corrupt regent to maintain her throne. The Yehat shame was greatly magnified by the Shofixi show of courage.
Yeah, because the Shofixi chose to destroy themselves rather than become
their own
slaves.
star system to slow down the Ur-Quan armada. Captain, you have heard all that we have to say about aliens indigenous to this region. Should we learn more in the near future, we shall be certain to sell it to you. What else? It has been.
That should be good enough for now. Alright, we're gonna go to Beetlejuice again, because we now have the information that will get the Siren to help us. We have to do a few more things before they'll finish joining us formally, but it should be more than sufficient, I'd say. I should be able to get it done before the end of the stream just fine. And more importantly, we should also get the reason I'm avoiding the Yehat is because you can cause quite a stir if you can bring them the Shofixi. Because remember, as the Elnorme captain had just said, they are very like to talk about honor. They even see humans as brothers in arms for having also reached space travel and great technology through their own merits. And of course, they really appreciate the Sofixi, not only for being a race that the Yehat basically adopted and uplifted, but also for preferring to destroy themselves to take out their, rather than become slaves. And of course, in return, destroying the enemy ships as well, so... If we can... So you can probably guess what I'm doing here. I need to wait for enough time to pass for the Shofixi to return. At which point, well, first of all, my crew expenditures will become much cheaper, or because of how quickly they replicate, and more importantly, we can get the Yehat to stop being quite so hostile to us. It's great just how much world building this game has. Every alien race has a reason for where they are, how they have evolved and eventually reached space travel. Alright, and we can now reveal the truth to her now that we've gotten all the information we need. And that's another thing, there's like 2 or 3 different solutions to each problem that shows up. Like how I mentioned, there's about 3 ways you can deal with the Thradash to get their helix.
Welcome back, Earthling. What do you wish of us?
And that's also why the helix description was also written in past tense, because it's entirely possible for you to wipe out the Thradash before picking it up. You ever heard of the Deep Children?
Yes, I think so. Aren't they part of the Mycon religion somehow?
Oh yeah.
We have recordings of Mycon hyperwave transmissions from the war. Pretty weird stuff. The Mycons just kind of rambled, never making much sense.
Yeah.
They talked a lot about deep children and spears of light, but we couldn't ever understand what they were talking about.
What if I told you the Mycon Deep Children shatter planet crests like Syra?
What did you say? Human, you had better not be joking. Syra is not a subject for Earth humor. Now, what do you mean, shattered planet crusts? How? That is what happened to Syra, yes. But we presumed it was a natural cataclysm, a meteor. Do you have proof that it was something else? These deep children?
Oh yeah, you also need the Mycon eggshell. There's a handful of them in general, but you'll also notice that I grabbed a bunch because I can also trade them with the Druge. The Druge will only accept 2 for trade, however, and I'm pretty sure that's largely so that you can't accidentally get screwed and not have any left to show off here.
Let me see this proof, Captain.
Look at these fungal egg sacs. We found them near a crustal puncture in a shattered world.
Guys, these fragments, they are identical to the debris we found near the punctures on Syra. We never guessed that the fragments might be organic. To have survived re-entry, nothing organic would remain. Unless it was genetically constructed for this purpose. And only the Mycons possess this capability. The Mycons will pay dearly for their crimes. We will not sit here and do nothing while the Mycon fiends are free to roam the galaxy, perpetrating their evil. You wanted our cooperation in fighting the Ur-Quan. You've got it. Provided you first help us seek our revenge against the Mycon race. Help us to destroy them.
Sounds good. What do you want us to do?
Our first step is to get some mobility. We have some fine starship officers aboard, and they're all eager to go after the Mycons. But without our penetrator starships, we're totally ineffectual.
Yes, they're named that way on
Our
purpose.
first step has to be recovering our Space Patrol combat fleet. We know that the Ur-Quan didn't destroy them. They never waste anything. But we believe they have sealed them in some kind of deep vault in the surface of an alien planet.
You know where the ships are?
No, that's your job. But maybe we have some clues to help you find them. The Starship officers who flew the penetrators to the vault did so with total sensor blackout. The only thing they could use for navigation was the presence of the Dreadnought fleet surrounding them. When they arrived at their destination and lowered their ships into the immense vault, they were transported to the Dreadnoughts and only caught a split-second glimpse of the outside world. As far as they could tell, the sun was either red or orange. Based on the trip time calculations, the farthest they could have traveled is about 200 hyperspace distance units. Captain, we've assembled a small team of our most skilled officers. We will send them to your ship on board their own small shuttle. We feel that in the interest of efficiency, we keep our officers away from your crew at least until the mission is over. As soon as you arrive at the vault, our people will take over, figure out a way to open the vault, and bring our penetrators back here.
Yeah, like I said, those ships are named very specifically. Very well, I'm on my way.
Brave Earthling. When your mission is successful, maybe then we can get to know each other better.
Star map. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Epsilon Chem. Okay, so that's in. I know where this is actually. That's over here somewhere. Epsilon. Alright, we're just gonna autopilot there. Now, the bad news is we might actually run into some Korra ships along the way here, which is going to be a little annoying if so. But I do have enough crew and ships and stuff to fight them. So that's pretty good, I think. Do it. Do it. No, but only ones if you know. Think, make no judge what I'm saying. Yep. I'm gonna have to be very careful here. Okay, good. Yeah, I was able to rush right past him. Yeah, stuff like this are why I wanted to max out my speed and turning almost immediately upon starting the game. It's just easier when I don't have to worry about this. Alright, here we are. Oh dear. Whoop, 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 whoop.
We are the Earth. Your presence. We fight the Khazar for supremacy of doctrine and possession of the Samatra. When the battle is won, our task is simple.
Sumatra.
We cleanse. You are the filth.
You're creepy.
Seeing that I represent your imminent death, as well as the termination of your entire species, I think your fear is well justified. Nonetheless, you require cleansing.
I must say, these guys have some of the best trash talk I've seen. Dang. Ship goes wee, indeed. Do-do-do-do. Yeah, these guys are being really rough. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Enemy ships destroyed. Not ideal to lose so many people, but only so much can be done about that, I suppose. Alright, I'm gonna have to lead these guys on a wild goose chase and get it back around, because I really need to get to these planets here. Chlorine world. Mineral scan, energy scan, bioscan. Nope, that's not where I want to be. I think the moon actually is where I need to be, so let's go here then. Autoscan minerals, energy. Yep, this is it. Report from the service. We have opened the subterranean vault, which contained all the Cyrene Space Patrol Penetrator starships. The captains have assumed command of their vessels and are instructed to rendezvous back at the Betelgeuse. It's fine, yeah. Alright, so we have everything we want. Let's get out of here. Actually, let's see what's on this last planet here, just so I have this star system completely cleaned out. Oh wow, there is nothing valuable here. How frustrating. Well, no matter. Destroying those Korra ships did a lot to help me, I got enough resource units to compensate, I think. Uh-oh. Gonna have to just attack these guys. Alright, the Kurza are a bit different. Yeah, as you can see, this is their gimmick. They fire smaller fighters. So yeah, this is the Zurza's gimmick. They fire small fighters that then attack your ship. It's a bit tricky to take them out. Now let's head back to Beetlejuice here then. I should be able to outrun these guys pretty easily, but yeah, these ships are absolutely a nightmare if you don't know what you're doing. Or if you don't have any ways to brute force them. Alright, now let's head right on over. There's a few more steps involved in this process. Oopsie, I ran right past it. Always hate when that happens.
Good. Now we can proceed with our plan for revenge against the Mycon. From our analysis of the deep child fragments you showed to us, and a review of the recorded Mycon transmissions from the war, we've established the kind of world the Mycons desire for their hideous, deep children. They need a planet like your Earth, or our Syra, one rich in water and oxygen, and possessing a molten active mantle. Our plan is to lure the Mycons to such a planet, and then attack them when they least expect it. We know of just such a world. When the Ur-Quan were analyzing their massive planetary data to find a new home for my people, one of the close candidates, ranked just below Gaia, was a blue world orbiting close to the star Organon. Captain, we need your services again. Here is what you must do. You must go to the Mycon and tell them of this world. They will find that the world is suitable. And when they go to Organon, we shall be there, waiting for them. Then, we shall destroy them.
Alright, what have I done doing all this?
I'm afraid both our duties will be dangerous, Captain. We may never see each other again. But for now, at least, there's this. That's more like it. Now, let me help you off with this. Yes. Now, aren't you a lot more comfortable?
Why are the
Because,
lights
my
off?
darling, if the light was on, I couldn't do this. Or this. Or this. Or this.
And the species love for cowabunga communication. Let me just say cowabunga.
That word again. It makes me feel so excited. It makes me want to do something nice for you. Like this. And this. And this. Is that. And let me teach you what you... We will begin with the fundamentals of basic siren. Please don't worry. We have all... And my door is locked securely.
Hate is enjoying this scene a little too much. Hey, I said this game was one of the commonly is listed as one of the main influences for Mass Effect, so I guess I don't much more to say, do I? Hours later.
But you will remain always and deep within me. We will be together.
Alright, so Mycon. Let me see, what's the guide say to do next? Because there's a handful of things here. Alright, I need to go to Epsilon Scorpy for the Mycon homeworld. So, let's see here. World's at Epsilon Scorpy, so where is this again? Sagittary. Epsilon. Theta. Epsilon, here we are. Alrighty. What is it with humans? They love blue-colored things. It's a pretty common trope for a while, that's for sure. Alright, well, we'll just go to autopilot, and I'm gonna grab a drink while I'm traveling here. I don't mind if I have to fight the Mycons, so not too rough, but we'll have to be careful because they actually do hurt pretty hard. I think I'm still in the Ur-Quan space here, so that's probably what's following me. Well, the Kazer's Ur-Quan, that is, the green ones. Which is a bit difficult for my ship to use, as you've noticed. Do it, do it. Alright, we're in the Mycon sphere of influence, so this will take a bit. Yeah, it's kind of funny they even explain why the Cyrene and humans are apparently a compatible race, despite, you know, aliens usually not being compatible for crossbreeding. And now, which planet in it here? Is this one here? Planet 1. Alright, so that's gonna be this red one here. Let's lead you guys in a wild goose chase. And shall we? Yeah, when you are at a home planet, it typically has unlimited reinforcements, so fighting your way through there, is there a way for a blue... I honestly don't know. It would probably be some alternate word for blue and then philia at the end, since that's what most usually have. Alright, let's converse.
Juffawuff is all, omni-existent, spreading and changing the non into Juffawuff. You are non, who must become Juffawuff or void. We are the agents of Juffawuff. We are the Mycon.
There's a world at the Star Org. I believe it's perfect for your
Your
children.
suggestion is appropriate. Acceptable new worlds are a priority for the rapid and complete spread of Juffawuff. We wish to know more for our suitability assessment. Tell us of this world.
Its air is
This
pure
is
and sweet.
good.
Sun gently warms
This
the
is
surface.
good.
Abundant life covers the
This
surface.
is good. If your words are true, we will gladly spread Juffawuff to a new world. We will assemble the birthing fleet and send them to this planet. We will send many ships to protect the children as they grow. You have been of service to us. Your insight into the ineffable Juffawuff is encouraging. Perhaps, if we were to plant spore sacs in your brain orbit and let its tendrils spread through your flesh, then you would truly understand Juffawuff. Become part of
Maybe later.
Juffawuff. You would be happier and more fulfilled. Consider our offer.
Yeah, I want to get out of here immediately. So let's hightail it out. Vice's portal spawner. at this point, we just let the Siren do their thing. They will basically cut the Mycon sphere of influence into pieces. Oh yeah, as you can see, the Mycon are in fact moving to Organon there, yeah. Their size is also going to become much, much smaller as the Siren do their work. So we don't have to worry about that for long, but all we can do is wait for them to finish. Once they're finished, they will formally join us and allow us to make their stuff. Cyanphilia, even though it's blue and not cyan. Well, I don't know. Huh, that is actually quite interesting. Now, I think enough time has passed for the, Shofixi return, so here's hoping. Oops, I don't need to go to Venus. What am I doing? Now let's head on over right here, then.
Good to see you again, Captain. I know you're busy, but I've got some news. The Shofixi have returned.
Nice.
Their ships can now be built in our shipyard. With their vast numbers swelling our ranks, we won't have to worry about running out of able-bodied crew. And I'm sure their volunteers will reduce the cost for new crew.
Commander have minerals to offload. Not particularly valuable ones, but...
Another small load, Captain. Well, I suppose something is better than nothing. Bring back lots of minerals, Captain.
Oh, don't worry. I think we're beyond needing too much of those now. But first things first. Refuel as much as we possibly can because we're running a little low. Apparently the C is pronounced like a K and not an S. Oh, huh. Cyan? Kian? Kian? As you can see, it's just 3 crew again, minus 2. And it's never going to go up again because the Shofixi will always take the volunteer there. We can also make their ships, which of course we're going to want to do immediately here. Shofixi Scout. Oh, I can make a Threadash ship as well. Huh, Torch. Yeah, why not? If I have to, I can scrap the Arilu one or the Zokfot one, since those are generally considered the worst ships in the game. Although, of course, against the AI, any ship can be really good. So... Vice's Portal Spawner. Woo! Alright, now let me double check the map for where I need to go next. Here. Because we're finally going to meet the other bird race, the Yehat. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it, 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 do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh, right. I do need to do something else here. Yep, the Mycon are on the move. I guess I could mine these planets while I'm waiting. That said, because I'm so low on storage space, I need to make sure I only get stuff that's actually valuable, so... Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald worlds are ideal. Quasi-generate world. Oh yeah, purple materials, those are the most valuable, easily. Let's grab them. Oh yeah, it's really nice having the lander upgrades. Like I said, the technology given by the Milnorme is absolutely absurd. It makes the game so much more convenient. Alright, we'll go here next. This is a treasure world that'll be worth it. And it is! And it's completely safe. Wonderful. Iridium. Yeah, the tectonics and weather have to be level 3 before they'll actually start showing up. So, we are 100% safe on this planet. We'll just collect all of our winnings. Slurp, slurp. And there we are. Alright, excellent. I think that was a worthwhile planet to mine. I probably didn't need to mine it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially since, well, I'm taking my time anyway, so it's not bad. World. There is nothing particularly valuable here. Oh, crap. Once again, nothing of particular value, unfortunately, so... Star map. I need to go further on into the Yeha area in order to unlock what's coming next. I need at least one Shofixty ship with me as well. It only takes a few months from when you give the maidens to one of the brothers that they show up here, so ooh. Hyperspace, let's go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Verse.
What am I seeing on my view screen? It's none other than the flattened old face of our friends the human. But, old ally, are you not knowing that we, the Yehat, are allied with the Ur-Quan now? And your presence outside the slave shield and in an armed starship are clear violations of your oath of fealty. Whatever shall we do? It just isn't the right thing to kill you, human, but as a loyal member of my clan, I must obey the wishes of our queen.
Must be allies, friends. Please explain what this cannot be.
Your words are flying in the face of the facts, human. We are no longer being your allies. But unlike the nobles of our homeworld, we of the Starship clans are bereaved at this course of events. The Queen's decision to be joining the hierarchy pains us.
I call upon the Starship clans to honor their word and fight the cause. To make them a shock. To make them a shock, but shall fix TR
If this is being a true thing, there will be many changes, but we are a species long wise in the ways of deceit. You must be proving these words you say, Captain. Send the show fixed to us as a way of proof.
I'll send over, but don't mess with him, okay? They know you're on. Since he said they're part of the Starship clans, they won't just kill him. So
We are scanning the separation of a vessel from your fleet, Captain, and indeed its configuration matches that of a Shofixty scout vessel. This had better not be a trick, Captain. We are knowing the power of a glory device, and if you detonate the weapon near us, the price for you shall be dear. Very dear.
yeah, that's actually a very
Stealth
powerful
is
weapon
blocked,
if
and we await
used
the pilot's
properly.
appearance at the airlock. The atmosphere cycle is complete. The door slides open, and... It's true! The Shofixty are alive! Look at that fat muzzle, those shining black eyes, the sweet claws! Our children have returned from oblivion! But now we are faced with the cruelest truth. We who have sacrificed our honor, we who have lain with the enemy, we are not worthy. We are nothing. We are less than nothing. But wait, we're not Sparty. We're the Yehards of the Starship Clans. We will not let this lie any longer. Listen, as I speak these words, if our queen makes the dishonorable command, then it is the queen who has no honor. And the dishonorable queen is no queen at all. We, the Zeep Zeep, are the only clan who remember the true meaning of honor. We shall tear the queen from her throne. The 2,000-year reign of the Zeep Zeep queens is over. The revolution has begun!
Oops, did we accidentally start a civil war? I'm not joking, we actually did just start a civil war. Alright.
Human, you shall never be fully comprehending the damage you're doing now to our Yehat culture. For fully 2,000 years there's been peace between the clans, and now you have cast the ancient seed of dissension between our beaks. The bloody wars of ascension are renewed, and you are the cause, Captain. While the Zeep Zeep traitors may be your allies, Captain, I can be assuring you that we of the Zeep Eep Starship clan are wanting nothing more dearly than your death.
How's the revolution going for you
Revolution?
guys?
You compliment yourself unnecessarily, Captain. This is nothing more than a band of thugs trying to undo the peace of 100 generations. We will roast the traitors in their ships and crack the eggs in their clan homes so that never again will the Zeep Zeep criminals be flying through our stars.
Gosh, I'm sorry about the revolution thing, I didn't mean any harm.
The pain and suffering of this useless conflict are being nothing but a tragic waste of life. Congratulate yourself, Captain. The source of all this death and misery is yourself.
Sounds like this was boiling over sooner or later. At best, I just sped it up.
No,
Goodbye,
ye
Royce.
must pay for your crimes, human.
We'll just use the overpowered starship here. Oh yeah, that really stuck damage up pretty hard. Okay, I need to be careful. Right, they have a shield of some sort. Well, hopefully the combat's a bit more engaging, especially now that I have weapons so powerful it doesn't matter how... Woo! Do 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 do. Well, we've at least helped the revolution in our own way by taking out some of the loyalist ships. And as you can see in the star map, the Yehad are now indeed split. Manifest card. Devices. Quasi-portal. Alright, now I know where I want to go next, but now which portal's gonna take me there? I believe it's going to be this one. I believe I have all the items I need for the story progression for the next part of the story progression, and more importantly, it's going to be helping out a good bit here. Alright, we've officially started the revolution. Devices. Rosy Sphere. Aqua Helix. Clear Spindle. Perfect, Ultron. Excellent. We have officially corrected the Ultron that the Utwig were so depressed about. Viva la Revolution, indeed. We've now repaired the, let's see here. Need Zeta Hyades. There we are. Do 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 do. Alright, we're gonna let one of these reach us because we need to give the perfect Ultron back to the Utwig. Whoop 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 whoop.
Just go away. Leave us to ponder our grief.
Hey guys, guess what we got? We have the Ultron. Wanna see it?
Should I set my gaze upon such a sight, I might suffer sleepless nights for years on end. It is a symbol of the collective Utwig failure. It is our ultimate tragedy. Ah, every divot, every crack on its surface is etched forever in my soul. Remove it from my sight, lest I purge my... Hey! That is not the devastated Ultron. It is the image of the Ultron before. A trick? A trick? Oh, I had no idea that any species could sink so low. How dare you try to manipulate me with that cheap stage prop? Why, it's not even... Hey, wait a second. It looks like... Can it be? Yes, it is! A miracle! Oh, happy day, joyous occasion! You have our eternal thanks, good Captain. You will be immortalized as the blessed figure that delivered unto us our future. We will revere your very likeness. Let me take the Ultron. Yes, I feel the link, the knowledge, and the power. It seems that there is much to do. Indeed, it seems that you should proceed to the second moon of the sixth planet of Zeta Hyades and take what you find there. We no longer have need for it.
That is their Utwig
But the
bomb.
Ultron reveals that you will. I thank you for your part in the grand scheme. We now recover that which is ours via destiny and proceed to perform our essential service for the universe. But wait! The Ultron throbs and whistles. Matters of significance are being relayed to our brains. It has been so long since we communicated with the Ultimate in such a manner, but slowly the truth is revealed. Our destiny. We have been directed to join with our Supax allies and attack you. No, wait, that's wrong. Sorry. We attack your enemies, the Ur-Quan and the Ur-Quan. No, that's not right either. What? Oh, okay. We must strike only the black ships, only the Ur-Quan. Now, Captain, we must leave to prepare our battle fleets. Wish us luck.
Excellent. Not only does this get the Supox and Zeta Hyades there. Not only does this get the Supox and Utwig on our side now, but more importantly, we now also... Alright, the second moon is the one we want here. However, we need to be prepared for anything, so let me just fix the roster here. And remember, like I said, I love the Spathia looters because they're really good for restoring my crew when I've taken a beating. But yeah. No. When he says he attacks only the Korra, that's actually very important, because remember, the Korra are set to win the war. However, because he's attacking only the black ships, we're going to delay their victory. In other words, we now have an extra in-game year added to the time limit. Oh, what's this? The Uwig haven't left yet? What's this?
Fancy meeting you here, Captain.
Druge, Starship Captain. Justify your presence here.
We, the appointed representatives of the Crimson Corporation, merely come to obtain the fair and reasonable payment for our goods. We traveled to this region of space years ago to sell the useless Ultron device to the Ur-Quan. We knew even then of the weapon on the surface below us. This was to be our price.
Ah, so just like when they trade with us.
Used a clever ploy to cheat us. I had convinced the morose Ur-Quan fools that the Ultron.
Maybe this one spent too much time with the
all
people.
Of their forgetful dreams. Powers, the Proctor's wine. Will it give us the powers we crave? I assured them that yes, the Ultron would give them the second sight. The Ultron would allow them to see into the past and the future. The Ultron would slowly imbue each of them with unique secret powers of great significance. The Ultron would ensure that their race's huge potential for greatness.
Yeah, promises are cheap, that's why they are fully fine lying.
Then a mistake was made. Enough foolishness. We will take the precursor device from the surface and then leave. Thereafter, I may see fit to bequeath the entire planet to you, Captain, for your invaluable services in the past, provided you need them.
Owning a planet will do me absolutely no value. The precursor artifact does not belong to you. It's rightfully ours, now step aside.
Liar! It is we who are the genuine owners, not you, Captain. Those many years ago, when we offered the Ultron to the Ur-Quan, how they capered and laughed at their good fortune. Fools. Then they begged to hold the device, just for a moment. To close the deal, I permitted this. A grievous mistake. The moment the High Proctor touched the Ultron, her body arched and her eyes rolled back in her head. She began to babble meaningless phrases and howl like a beast. We had expected the Ur-Quan to fall for our sell, to buy the useless device, but never with such gusto. Their self-doubt and lack of clear reason left them vulnerable to our every manipulation. But then, the Proctor's body relaxed, and her eyes slowly closed. When they reopened, her visual orbs shone with a wild and frightening light. This is all we could have dreamed of, and more, she intoned. And now, Drew, as to your price. I opened my mouth to speak, but before I could utter a word, the Proctor interrupted. Wait! The Ultron feeds your thoughts directly to me. Do not speak. I know that you desire. What could I say? That the Ultron was a farce and could do no such thing? I was stunned in sight.
So even the Druge didn't realize it was an actual artifact, or what it was actually capable of.
The Druge of the Crimson Corporation desire an object of great antiquity, something of secret function and value. Very well, it shall be done. And with that, we were led to a small vault. The Proctor ceremoniously opened the door of the vault and explained that because we had been of such great service, all of the treasures within were now ours. Inside we found a hodgepodge of ancient and useless artifacts, a glowing rod, an absurd trident, then more such.
If the Rosy Sphere was among them, then yeah, they don't know the true value of any of this.
The disastrous situation at that time. But when I heard of you, your travels, and your foolish quest for freedom, I realized that you could be the agent of our justice. And lo, it is so. You have heard our justification. It is valid and unassailable. Now go and do not return.
Now he's not even making promises. Regardless of your feelings, we're taking the device
No,
now.
You will not. We know your soul, young captain. It is no brighter than ours. We acknowledge our greed. We revel in it.
Oh dear, he's doing one of those villain monologues.
Hiding your shame in shadows. You fabricate justifications.
I mean, I've been helping out quite a few people so far.
We are just the same.
Except I didn't trade the slaves,
But
remember?
now you
Chat
stand
voted
in
that I
our
wouldn't.
way. You will not be moved. Therefore, we will add your true name to our ledger of hatred.
That's gonna be useless without my
But
noble
first,
phantasm.
Die, child, die!
Alright, so we're gonna have to beat all of these guys. It's gonna be a little annoying, but... Wait.
Go. Intruder. Go.
The Drew ships are perfectly fine sacrificing... There we are. Yeah, the Ore ships are fun. Basically doing a boarding party build from FTL. Oh crap. But Drew's ships absolutely hit like a truck. So, gotta take him seriously. Oops. Oh yeah, they revived. Chance of revival.
Baby, twit, moron,
Yeah,
fool,
the Pekunk
dummy,
ships don't regenerate normally,
worm.
so you have to use insults. And just like when you sacrifice crew for material, the
Dodo,
Druge
moron,
sacrifice
fool,
crew for more
idiot.
attacks. Crap. Doot. Fine, we'll use the flagship here. Oh wow. Maybe I should have just used this from the start if it's gonna be that easy. But I do have to be careful. They hit like an absolute truck. And the AI is actually decent at leading shots, as you saw there. Here we are. Do. Do. 5 ships destroyed. 3 salvaged. Minerals, energy, bio. Nothing especially valuable, unfortunately, but I guess I should grab what I can. Carbon. I guess that's fine. Well, hopefully him being dead means they can't add me to his ledger of hatred. More from the surface. We found a huge precursor device on the planet's surface. A giant black cylinder set within a simple defensive grid. We've already neutralized the grid. Well, actually, Jenkins just drove right through it by accident, but that seemed to work. The artifact is covered with precursor script, and although we can't translate all the writing, it's pretty clear that it's a warning, repeated again and again. The energy output is scary. It rivals all of our ship's engines at Redline. It might be so bold, Captain. I would advise we not experiment with this device until we're back at the starbase. We shall now return to the ship with the black cylinder device carefully stowed in the cargo area. And there we go. We've officially gotten the Wig Bomb on our side. There we are. The Mycon are, as you can see, the Mycon are isolated in that area. But Kunk are back at their base, so... Manifest devices, quasi-portal. Now let's see here, which one do I want to go where I want to? Because I want to go to the Zokfa pick area, so... Star map. I believe it's going to be this one that will take me where I want to go. Alright, let's see where this takes me then. I believe Alpha Tunicae is their home world, so we'll go ahead and do that. Do it. Fortunately, this is a very bad location, because as you know, it's in the middle of a bunch of enemies. Crap. Alright, yeah, I'll just keep going here then. I'll grab a drink while I wait and hope I don't run into any of the other ships, because they're going to be very frustrating. Alright, luckily I should be able to outrun these guys. I should also probably save now that I'm actually near here. Alright.
Welcome back to our world.
Yeah, welcome back to our world.
I just said that.
So, it doesn't mean I can't say it too. Besides, you always get to talk first. That's not fair.
Sorry, that's just the way it is.
Well, why? That doesn't make sense.
Look, don't ask me. I think it's something technical.
Yeah, right. I'm so sure. What a lame excuse.
So what's happening around
Although
here?
this may not pertain to the Ur-Quan, we have received an interesting report from one of our deep space scouts.
She found a strange metal door thing embedded in the surface of an alien
Oh yeah, this is where you
planet.
find
Although
the...
she and her crew spent many days trying to open the door,
They failed utterly to so much as budget.
the reported location of this alien artifact is Epsilon Camelopardalis 1A.
Go open it. I bet there's something cool inside.
yeah, because the Zokfot pick race is here in the middle of the Ur-Quan's civil war. They have a lot of information about stuff here, and that includes finding where the Cyrene thing is if you're having trouble.
Our scouts have witnessed an exciting event in the Horologi star system.
Yeah, big news.
2 alien races have entered that region of space from the coreward direction.
One of the races look like big talking weeds, and the other wears a funny mask.
And they are attacking our enemies.
Well, one of our enemies anyway.
Yes, the new aliens seem to be confining their hostilities to the sinister Korra.
Actually, that's good news.
By focusing on the Korra, who have been winning their war up to this point,
They've been plastering the Ur-Quan.
the balance of power has been equalized somewhat.
But the Korra will still probably win.
But we estimate that the efforts of these new alien races has delayed the Korra's eventual victory by 9 to 12 months.
Still, it's better than nothing.
So, yeah. Normally, I believe a 2159 is when the Korra finally win, but since we've done this, we've earned ourselves another extra year. Obviously, I'm going to be winning long before we even reach that time limit, but it's nice to have a bit more breathing room, especially if you take a while to unlock the portal spawner. But that's also kind of why I want to get the portal spawner sooner rather than later, because it cuts down on so much travel time.
Just ask.
Goodbye, Captain.
See ya.
Excellent. Now we can head back to Earth. Oh, look at the Mycon. It's gotten their sphere has gotten smaller, and now it's going back to their original location. I believe you can also mine their home planet while they're away on there, because their entire race, their sphere of influence moved, and that means all their ships as well. But of course, I didn't want to hang out there to mine, so I guess I missed my chance. Likewise, when the Pekunk leave their homeworld, you can visit it if you want for any reason, but I didn't want to. So. But yeah, it's a way to mine it if you want. We're going to use the quasi-portal to get out of here immediately. The Zokvad are not exactly the strongest in terms of military might, but they can really get you really good info on what's going on. They also start to warn you if the time limit's starting to creep up and to prepare accordingly. You know what, let's go get more information from Melnorme before we head back. We have plenty of time. Oh yeah, see, the Supox and Utwig sphere of influences are going inside. And there's our Melnorme buddy. Let's hear a few... I'm gonna listen to the rest of the stuff he has to say about current events, and then I'll go ahead and head back to call the stream.
Once again, we meet to exchange valuable tangibles. Isn't this fun? Now, what can we do for you today?
I'd like to buy information.
How?
Current events.
Well, you probably believe that the Shofixi are extinct.
Oh, they're not. I already fixed that.
Their sun to flare with a device identical to the Utwig super bomb.
Ah, so that's the
not
tool they use
so
to detonate
simple.
their sun.
There yet exists a chance to resuscitate this meta-marsupial species, though it will not be easy. The problem at hand seems simple. Bring together two Shofixi.
Hello, Alec. Welcome to stream. No Dogar and Kazan. I didn't need to.
Gymnastics proceed.
I used other ways to get through past that point.
And maturation time of the Shofixi. You will have thousands of the creatures in 10 years and millions in 20. Finding a male of the species is easier than fluff. Simply visit the Shofixi's blasted star
Yeah, you can
system
definitely mess with the Ilrath to complete some of the earlier tasks I beat in the game.
Or its sibling, Katana, shall greet you on your arrival. A warning. These warriors are old and fly in barely functional ships. If they mistakenly identify you as the enemy, do not return fire. Retreat and try to talk with them on their own level. The females of the species will be more difficult to obtain. The only supply of such remaining in the galaxy is at Alpha Cherenkov 1, included as part of General Zex's bizarre and beloved menagerie. Fortunately for you, Captain, Zex is considered, well, perverse by his fellow Fox. This is because Zex actually enjoys the presence of human beings.
I'm afraid he's already been dealt with.
To acquire the Shofixi females, you will have to appease Zex. Or kill him.
Well, doing one of those led to the other, I can tell you that much. But don't worry, we are legally completely free of any blame in that situation. As far as anyone else is concerned, he caused his own demise.
The Ur-Quan are presently at war with a race called the Kora. They are fighting within a large spherical region of space, centered around the Craterus star group. Although it is probably too early to tell, it would appear that the Korra are winning. No doubt you are familiar with an alien race called the Unga, who live in the Orionus constellation. While they are renowned for their potent and often cruel sense of humor,
To say the
they
least.
have outdone themselves in recent years. Specifically, they have used an unusual hyperwave caster to impersonate the Ilrath gods Dogar and Kazon. When the Ilrath began tuning in to the voices of their gods on their hyperwave receivers, the priest caste was understandably skeptical and counseled their many followers to ignore the blasphemous signals. However, in a surprise move, the majority of the Ilrath then rose up and slaughtered the entire priest caste. The reasons for this ghastly move included overtaxation, lack of quality depth in ceremony, and the general feeling that the priests had made Dogar and Kazon's pronouncements overly complex. As you know, there are weaknesses in the division between dimensions. For example, your vessel uses such weaknesses to enter hyperspace. However, there are other weak spots in the galaxy which lead to yet different dimensions. One such portal exists nearby, between the Chandrasekhar and Kolam Bay constellations. The portal opens only a short time each month, starting on the 17th. Since we have never entered the portal, we can give no more information on this subject.
Yeah, this is probably the most important information you can get, since this is the key to learning how to get the portal spawner. The portal spawner is such a massive quality of life item. I just can't imagine playing without it.
As you are probably aware, Ur-Quan starships, you call them dreadnoughts, I believe.
Oh, but you can't beat the game without it, for the record.
Self-annihilation circuits, which prevent other races from reverse engineering Ur-Quan technological secrets. However, we have become aware of a shipwrecked dreadnought which has remained largely intact. You will find the remains of the ship on the surface of a blue world orbiting Alpha Pavonis. We suspect you will find at least one item of interest there, possibly two.
Yeah, this and the Arilu are where you learn about that one. And for the record, to my understanding, one of the ways people have beaten this game is by never visiting the space station at all, which is honestly rather impressive.
You may have noticed the presence of an increasingly large number of red probe vessels, which move with great speed and attack relentlessly. We are sorry to say that this is our catalog item 2418B. Do not blame us. We are not responsible for this violent folly. The product is not being used in a correct manner. Should you wish to confront the actual wrongdoers, we suggest you search the planets in Beta Corvi for the probe's owners. Not more than 50 years ago, the Druge were informed by the now extinct Pervixes race of a powerful alien nation called the Utwig. The Utwig, the Pervixes explained, were pleasant, sophisticated creatures, but they were also terminally depressed and often spoke about ending their lives by activating a super weapon, some kind of gigantic bomb.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they just had that lying around.
Worlds. Zeta Hyades 6B, I think it was. The Druge recognized the description of the bomb as a precursor planetarium tool, which indeed was an explosive device of unrivaled power, and they set out to make it their own. Though the revolting, criminal, insidious Druge rarely leave their sphere of influence, it encompasses Algol, Almagest, and the Persei stars. They made a
But does it include
special trip
Omicron
on this
Persei?
occasion to the Aquarii constellation, where they made contact with the Utwig. There is a device commonly known as the Ur-Quan. Is it now in your possession? Ah, I see. The Druge sold this device to the Utwig, explaining that it was a precursor personal magnifier.
Well, I already gave it
It
back,
would
but
enrich the lives of their entire culture in too many ways to describe specifically. The Utwig, I am sorry to say, fell for the Druge's foul ruse and snapped up the Ultron immediately. Fortunately for us all, the Utwig did not pay the Druge's requested price, the super bomb, and instead
yeah, there's absolutely
gave
nothing they
him a
could do with
collection
that
of
weapon that would have been
historical
productive.
items and genuine artifacts, which to this day the Druge are trying to unload on unwary buyers.
Yeah, the Trident and Glowing Rod are completely useless as far as I'm aware. I even looked up the wiki, and as far as I can tell, it seems like it just kind of sits in your inventory, doesn't do anything. The Rosy Sphere is the only valuable one, and again, they don't seem to be aware of what its actual value is, so, yeah, it seems even the Druids don't seem to realize how actually useful a lot of these devices are. They just want to scam people, and don't even look beyond that.
The Utwig, who live in the Aquarii constellation, have grown very depressed of late. They accidentally broke the supposed Ultron sold to them by the felonious Druge. As a consequence, they are morose and melancholic, and will probably be unwilling to help you fight the Ur-Quan. If you wish to gain them as allies, we recommend that you acquire the broken Ultron, as if it ever worked,
As if it ever worked.
and find some suitable replacement parts. Our information indicates that you could find these
Oh yeah, this
items
is where you
in
can find them
3
if you
different
aren't using a
places.
guide like I was.
A rosy sphere at the Druge Trade World, an aqua helix somewhere in Thredash space, and a clear spindle, which is currently in the possession of the Peacock. Captain, that was the last current event we have for sale. We regret to say that you have exhausted our supply of genuinely valuable information. However, we do have many thousands of useless facts, and that we will gladly sell you at a substantial discount. Are you interested? We thought not. How much fuel do you wish to purchase? Fuel transferred to your vessel. How much fuel? Fuel trans.
Here
Who would you
Racial brokers, these
like?
guys seem to be up to current events indeed.
It has.
I do appreciate that just about every major event in this game has about 2 or 3 different ways to get what you need. Some even having more than that, but... Right. Looks like the Mycon are heading back, so won't worry about that, I suppose. Still, we should be able to head back to Sol and start making some new ships to replace the ones we've lost.
I am at your disposal, Captain. By the way, I thought you should know A race of plant creatures called the Supox have arrived in your absence, Captain.
Oh, wonderful.
They offered use of their ship designs and will supply you as many starship captains as we require. I, of course, accepted their offer immediately.
Excellent.
Also, a small contingent of Utwig has visited. After spending a few days setting up our fabricators to build their Jugger starships and providing us with a few capable commanders, they departed. Captain, if you continue to build such strong alliances, we will surely win our battle against the Ur-Quan.
I have minerals to offload. Nothing too major, but should be helpful.
Good work, Captain.
Could your science and
The analysis reads as follows. Subject, Utwig bomb device. Data, analysis has yielded little information about this device, largely because of our technicians' unwillingness to open it or even remove the bomb from your ship. That aside, here's what we know so far. The device is correctly defined as a bomb, one of enormous destructive potential, but it's not of Utwig origin. Nothing about it relates to the technology we see in the Jugger ship. We believe it to be of late precursor origin, though it somewhat resembles certain Chenjesu technology. Its original function? Probably a planeteering tool for dispersing unwanted moons. Summary? Unless there's a strong reason to do otherwise, do not activate this device. Leave it alone. Any experimentation should be conducted at least 12 astronomical units from this starbase, and preferably a bit further. That's the end of our scientist's report.
So basically, if it explodes, it's going to deal about 12 astronomical units of range. There are two runs I find amusing. One where you can't buy crew, you have to transfer from given ships. I imagine that's probably from the ones you can get, because I know the Pakunk, for example, they can give you 4 ships every so often, so you can easily transfer from there. And then scrap the ships themselves, of course. Then the run where you wait for the Ur-Quan Death March and grab all items from dead planets. And I guess, yeah, that does make it a bit easier. I mean, you don't have to worry about the Utwig covering the Utwig refusing to give you their bomb if you destroy the bomb. However, that does mean you're on a very, very tight schedule to get everything, because... And I don't even know if you can even make it without the portal spawner. I'm sure... Well, maybe you can if you're... Like I said, though, you're on a really tight schedule if you do it that way. Although I guess it's not like you aren't always on a tight schedule. Like, I know if you go without ever going to the starbase... Beat the game without ever going to the starbase, it can be a bit... It can be kind of rough, because you have to constantly get to planets that have life on them to exchange the Mel Norme for fuel. You can only have 10 fuel at a time, and I also imagine you have to get the Slilandro probe taken care of, because if I remember right, that has a 100% chance of spawning basically right on you and attacking until you go to the starbase in order to kind of force you to go there. So there's definitely a lot of interesting challenge runs that can be done with this game.
We shall await your return, Captain.
Shipyard. Utwig Jugger. Oh, 20 people. I forgot these are pretty decently... there's enough personnel, amount of personnel on them. Supox Blade. There we go. I think we've got a decent supply of crew then. Although now it's probably being filled with Shofixti rather than human personnel. Well, not a big deal. We need whoever we can to handle this. I want to have as many as I can, but I fully admit some like the Shofixi Scout are honestly not going to be particularly great, or the Aurelus ship. I think technically the Zokfa ship is one of the worst as well, but like I said, I've seen YouTube videos of people beating all other ships in the game with every other ship in the game, so all of these are absolutely usable. So far, though, I will definitely say the Ore ship is probably my favorite, simply because they have that boarding ability. Tempted to drop something just to add another, to be honest, but I kind of want to have some variety in case I need it. A lot of these ships are pretty good if you know what you're doing, although I guess if I don't, there's not much there. Alright, we'll top off our fuel while we're here then. Alright, let's see here. How long have I been going for? About 3.5 hours, huh? Alright, I think now is a good time to call it. Next time I'll most likely be completing the game, so... Well, hopefully I'll be seeing you then. Until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.